3. Looking at Saturday, partly sunny but breezy and a high of 9. Currently in downtown Regina, we have a mostly cloudy sky and it's 6 degrees.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents the Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Sask Lotteries, bringing communities together. Sask Lottery products fund over 12,000 sports, culture, and recreation groups across Saskatchewan. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
All right, Sports Cage on Tuesday. Saskatchewan Lotteries brings it to you, main fundraiser for sport, culture, and recreation in Saskatchewan. If you're watching the stream and you're like, wait a minute, where are these guys? Actually, who is that, for starters? There's 3 of us on the screen. Wave there. This is the Professor Don Hewitt. And Curtis has decided to stick around. He's our engineer. Here's the guy. Him and Mosh are making sure everything gets us on the air today. We're live in the Sports Cage Lounge. That's where we are as we get ready for the West Final. They're pushing tickets today. There isn't a lot of people in here. There are some guys, I think they're cleaning the lines, as they call it, making sure the draft lines are clean. Western Pizza is closed. That is a problem, because I'm already getting hungry. I wonder if Spiro would chuck me the coat and go back and put down a dry rib or something. No?
It's right there. I have to just open one little sliding door and in you go.
So we're here at Mosaic Stadium in the Sports Cage Lounge. We're on the set where the big dogs sit, pre and post game show of the Rider game.
No, that's where the big dogs sit here now.
Yeah, you used to sit here. This is like if you're playing prep and you get to play at the varsity stadium. It's like, wow, this is awesome. And Curtis and Mosh did a great job of setting up here.
They did.
Yeah, they're selling West Final tickets and they're going fast. Our sister stations are in the ticket office over there. Don, we got so much to talk about. We're going to get to baseball in a second. But the West Final, not this coming weekend, the next weekend, it's going to be FOMO, fear of missing out. I know people already that are like, nah, I don't know. I'm going to play the weather, going to see what it's like. You're going to want to be here.
Well, I mean, it's historic. It's a historic moment because since the CFL was formed in the late 1950s, this is only the 8th time that the Roughriders have hosted the Western Final, where they're one game away from playing in the Grey Cup. I remember, I go back to, say, 1976. I remember that like it was yesterday because it was so unique. Saskatchewan hosting Edmonton. The winner goes to the Grey Cup. The Roughriders go all out and bring in Ralph the Dog, the Calgary Stampeder mascot, because Gaynor was born in some sort of a burrow a year later.
Really?
It was huge. It was massive. But you
Ralph
still
the
remember
Dog.
it because what was going on. And you also remember how important it is for the Roughriders to have a sold-out, screaming crowd cheering them on. It helps the club. We want them to get to Winnipeg. They have set themselves up for loaded for bear type of situation. We can go over the players that haven't played a full game in the last 2 later or whenever we have time. But I think the head coach, Corey Mason, has done a tremendous job of keeping them sharp but not getting anybody hurt and getting some healing done. But it's still, as you know, Barney, any given Sunday. Anything can happen in one football game, and the team needs a big crowd, deafening, to obviously screw up audibles, screw up cadences, and get that defensive line charged up, and let's get some big hits on either Adams or Rourke.
Smuggle in any kind of noisemakers that aren't just, we got to be loud in here. Okay, we're going to get to before we go, this is how cheap it is. Like these prices, Me plus 3. Let's start with that. Grab 3 friends. The 4th ticket is free. It's not too late for kids to go. You can get 2 adult and 2 youth tickets, that 3 to 15 years of age, for the biggest home game of the year for $99 plus tax. You can take 4 human beings to the game for $99.
You have to have 3 friends, though. I'd be short a few.
Or relatives.
Okay.
Tickets in the co-op community zone, moving quickly. $20 all in, including tax and fees. You got to go to your local co-op for that. And Pill Country is sold out, but you can sit in the stadium for as low as $33. When Ralph the dog was here, ticket prices were that cheap.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I am already charged up and excited, as I'm sure a lot of Saskatchewan is, that we have this opportunity to try to send our football club to the Grey Cup. It's a rare moment. We don't know when it'll happen again. Got to be ready.
Next year. And then the next year. Okay, we're here for the next 3 hours. That's why we are here, but let's tee up the show. We're going to talk about the game. We are going to talk about 18 innings of baseball. And you don't even need to be a hardcore baseball fan, I don't think. You don't need to be a Blue Jay fan to sit back, and if you were able to stay up and watch that, you saw history. So we're going to talk about that a lot coming up. Andrew Albers is going to join us quickly. Full disclosure, Andrew Albers is actually pre-taped. I pre-taped it about an hour and a half ago. He has a job to do. He gives some great insight on the game. We're going to continue that. We're going to talk more Riders. We're going to talk with Arash Madani in hour 1 about the Blue Jays as well.
Absolutely.
If people have questions that they're curious about, because that's where I'm coming from. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I played the game. Who hasn't played baseball or played at the major league level? I just have questions. And a guy like Arash, even though he didn't play, he's been around it forever. He can answer those. Andrew Albers can answer those, because there were so many things that happened in that game last night that I'm like, why? What? How come? Probably like a lot of people. The Prairie Land Rentals text line is always open, 936-6262. Hour 2, we go heavy Riders because you're going to stick around. Jayden Dalke is going to come by, and Tommy Nield is going to come by. I'm really looking forward to it. I kind of did some digging on these guys, some questions to ask. That'll be a lot of fun. And then hour 3, our friend Glen, Suitor, and more Jays talk. We've got giving. We are a station of giving. We're a program of giving. We're going to give away West Final tickets.
Wow.
2 of them. West Final tickets. There's going to be a catch. Definitely. We got Pats tickets for tomorrow night to give away. The Pats are playing across the street tomorrow night. And at about 5:30-ish, it's PumpJack Cathedral trivia today. PumpJack's Cathedral, 13th and Albert. I had their dry ribs on Friday.
Outstanding.
Or Thursday. Sharky and I went for a couple pints. So good. We are giving away $250 to PumpJacks today. You're going to have to call in. There's going to be a question, and we have to give that away today, and then we reset it for next week. So you want to win, let's go. But if you want to win those West Final tickets, it is the Prairie Land Rentals text line, Prairie Land Rentals, heaters, welders, power tools, whatever you need for that. There's guys working outside right now. I'm sure they're using some items from Prairie Land Rentals. 600 Albert Street, you get to deal with the owner plus your Husqvarna dealer. They have Husqvarna snow throwers arriving. You have to text in. Or, if you're on the YouTube chat, we kind of know this. I want to know how people listen. That's all you got to say. You can comment on the game. Give us your comments on the game or the Rider game or whatever else. Always up for that. Even if you don't like us. It's more me. I don't care. Just let us know, how are you listening? Is it the radio? Is it the streams? Is it YouTube? That's all you got to say, and then you're entered to win those tickets. I want to get a gauge here on where we are in that. So that's for 2 West Final tickets. Winning is going to continue. Colson, I know you have the sound from the Jays game last night. I hope you have the sound for it. Can we start with the home run? Colson's not ready. It was, you know what time it was?
It was about 12:50. Yeah.
Because I was there. How many people out there in and out of consciousness. People probably woke up on their couch.
Yeah.
Woke up on a lazy boy, a sofa, at Chesterfield even.
You know what works? A coffee at 3:30 in the afternoon because you're coming on SportsCage because you stayed up and watched the entire ball game.
I was in
You know
and
what I mean?
yeah. The last 2.5 innings, I was in, then I was out. Then I was in and I was out.
Consciousness?
Had it in the bedroom, TV, and I was like, and I just happened to get up when Freeman comes to bat. And I'm like, then there was so much talk, and I talked to Andrew Albers about this, about who the Jays were going to pitch next. And people were saying, well, they're going to put in a position player. Andrew Albers will talk about that in a bit, so I don't want to ruin it. And I'm like,
yeah, they were down to that. Although I'm not sure if that would have happened with either team, really. But your lookalike, Brendan Little, Barney Shinkin's lookalike,
I don't think so.
finally ran out of gas. And I will say, when Freddie Freeman came up, I said to former Leader Post reporter Murray McCormick, it's going yard.
Huh?
You could just, it's going yard. It's over. Freddie's going to whack this out because he was due, and your lookalike was running out of gas.
I thought, you know who I thought it was going to be? Teoscar Hernandez. He had a really good game going. He kind of had the mojo, kind of had the vibe going, and every time he came up, I was like, well, is this it? Huey Lewis in the new style. All right, Colson's got it. Here's what it sounded like.
Freeman sends a fly ball to center field. Varsho's going back before the catch strikes me. Freddie Freeman has ended it. It's a repeat hero with the last word on a Game 3 classic.
To look at the text messages already.
Why do they pitch Ed Stevens? Why do they pitch to Ohtani at all? Good for you, Ed, because that's my question. They shouldn't have pitched to him at all after his first at bat. Just walk him to first unless there's some weird situation involved. Don't let him bat again in the entire World Series, Barney. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you think. What do you think? Leave him be.
No, I asked Andrew about this, and he goes through it. I've never played. I've never been there. Never been in that situation. But right away I go, what do the analytics say?
Don't pitch to him.
And then and then what does the gut say?
Don't pitch to him.
So that's where I was like, in the 7th, it was like you can put him on here easily. They're going to put him on, aren't they? And then they start throwing. I'm like, why would you? I don't understand this.
Well,
boom. And then from there on in, that's where everyone now turns into expert baseball manager. And they're like, why wouldn't you do it then?
But let's put it into historical perspective. Ohtani is the greatest player since Babe Ruth. Who's the last guy that was hitting home runs and pitching well in the major leagues to the extent that he did? Of course, it was Babe Ruth. We're going back to the 1920s. Ohtani's the best player since Babe Ruth. I think he's going to end up being the greatest player of all time in Major League Baseball. It's crazy that the greatest player of all time is not going to be an American, but you're talking about the very top player to maybe have ever played baseball. At this point, that's what he looks like. End of story. Do not throw anything that resembles remotely a baseball to Ohtani.
No name on this text to the Prairie Land Rentals text line. You should also let us know how you're listening, because then you're entered to win tickets to the West Final. Guys, let's be honest, Tony cost us. However, we stranded so many runners every game.
37 in total for the two teams, by the way.
It's been a problem since the beginning of the season. We had all the runs we needed. We just had to get them in.
Didn't run the bases well.
No.
Out at home, out at third. A little too aggressive.
Scott in Saskatoon. I don't know how he listens. Again, let us know how you're listening. I do have this clip for maybe more of the Clutch Performer, the national anthem. last night. And a lot of people are on the fence on that, but a lot of people are wondering how he butchered it. Colson, do you have the Schneider clips ready? Okay, here is Schneider talking about pitching to the greatest baseball player ever.
Mount Visit, we're trying to pitch around him. You know what I mean? And you trust Sir Anthony to make pitches to do that. And sometimes for pitchers, it's hard to do that. When you're kind of trying to throw a ball and didn't put it where you want to put it. But he had a great game. He's a great player. But I think after that, you just kind of take the bat out of his hands.
And not to give away secrets, but this is pretty much what we should expect going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, going forward. Yeah, good answer by the manager.
I wonder if that will hold true. So this is so baffling to me that it ends at just before midnight local time in Los Angeles. They got to turn around and go again today, and Ohtani's pitching.
I know. And guess what? His last outing against Milwaukee was probably one of his best, if not his best, ever pitching performances. So, I mean, whoa.
Prairie Line Rentals text line. This is Captain Harvey Ryder, the last Saskatchewan Pirate. He says they listen on the radio every day. Name a number or email if you want the tickets. Thanks to everyone. I see a lot of people. Yeah, it's radio heavy already, but that's what we want. 936-6262. You're going to be entered to win 2 tickets to the West Final. Just let us know, how do you listen, whether it's through the streams, YouTube, or radio. And if you want to comment on the game or the Riders, whatever, feel free. We're here all day. Okay. We will get to more of that in a bit, but we got to take a break. When we come back, we are going to hear from Andrew Albers. I ask him about the pitching. I ask him about what were they going to do for a pitcher at almost 1 a.m. local time here. So much more. It's a Sports Cage. We are live from the Sports Cage Lounge at Mosaic Stadium. We are on 620 CKRM.
And the buck's dropped on your financial future. Are you skating toward retirement? Don't get caught offside when it comes to your work pension, farm succession, or change, maybe higher. Don't get hit with regret. Buy your 50-50 tickets at riders5050.ca and go Riders.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC. Lottery license LR250011.
Sask Lotteries has over 50 years of winning behind us. And you know what that means? Lots of winning numbers. Numbers like over 1,200 organizations funded and 12,000 plus groups supported. $6 million given away annually in community grants. And the winningest number of all? $1.4 billion given back to the people of Saskatchewan through sport, culture, and recreation. And we're just getting started. Learn more at sasklotteries.ca.
The name you know and trust has moved closer to you. Mainline Motors is now only 30 minutes away. The amazing deals and award-winning service is now at your doorstep. Mainline Motors, a proud Saskatchewan name for generations, is here to serve your every need with a huge selection of new and pre-owned with prices that won't be beat. Do your wallet a favor and call Southie Mainline today, 306-726-2060, or check us out online, southie-mainline.ca. Worth the drive every time. Guaranteed.
Sports Cage continues. You can watch our live stream at sportscage.com, on our YouTube channel, and always on the radio. Saskatchewan's voice for local sports. 620 CKRM.
Out on the Western Pizza guest hotline, joining us again, I guess he's turned into our baseball insider, former Major League pitcher and Sasky boy, Andrew Albers. Did you stay up for the full game, and did you fall asleep on some sort of couch or lazy boy?
I actually did stay up for the full game, and no, I didn't fall asleep. I thought it was a really entertaining game, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
What do you make of, like, first off, let's go with the pitching to Ohtani, and everyone's kind of pointing fingers at the 7th inning and pitch around him was the comments, and then they end up giving him free passes from there on. Then what do you make of that?
I thought you had to go after him in the 7th. I think you're up by 1 run. You can't put the tying run on base because then if you give up the home run, you're down by a run. I agreed with that move completely. Obviously, you got to throw a little bit better 0-0 pitch. I mean, that was the big problem there is the pitch was right down the middle, 0-0 fastball to him. He's geared up for it. At least if you're going splitter with Saranthony and Dominguez right there or something, I probably would have gone there. Again, hindsight's 20/20, but at the end of the day, you just got to make a better pitch. I mean, that was about as center cut as it gets. And in that situation, obviously, he's seeing it well. It's just got to be a better 0-0 pitch. I wasn't a fan of trying to walk him intentionally, pitch around him, sure. Try to get him out, though. But yeah, at the end of the day, you just got to execute a little bit better than that one.
Would analytics come into a lot of that, or would that be the gut, or how would that go down, do you think?
I don't think that one's as much analytics. I mean, I think in that situation, there was 1 out and nobody on base. I'm not sure what the analytics would tell you to do right there. Again, that's kind of a feel. Obviously, he was seeing it well. He already had a couple doubles and a home run, and was in a groove. I think he ended up being on base 9 times last night, which if that's not a record, I don't know. But obviously, 4 of those were intentional walks. They pitched around him again in the 17th or whatever it was. And again, I'm a big proponent there where you do have to go after him. You got to be able to make a better pitch than that.
The other big topic, I guess, is sending Schneider. You got Vladdy on deck, although they could walk him. I'm a casual fan, not a baseball guy. From your mind, what do you think of that move?
Yeah, I like the move there, too. I thought sending him was the right call. I didn't love the pinch run, though, because Schneider came in to pinch run for, was it France? I didn't love that. Obviously, you've already lost Springer. You've taken Barger out of the game already. The lineup's a little bit weak. I think you have to send Schneider there when you pinch run for him. Edmund made a great throw. It's a great relay. Like you said, if Vladdy comes up, they're not pitching to him. Kiner Falefa's on deck. There's no way they're attacking Vladdy right there. They're going to walk him. He's not going to get a chance to swing the bat. And, I don't love the matchup with Kiner Falefa against, I can't even remember who was in the game at that point in time. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter. I think I send Schneider 10 out of 10 times there. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, because again, casual fan, and what I see there, and you can't calculate analytics or data in something like that, but you got a chance to go up, and you might not get this chance again, and now you're going off 2 perfect throws. Mm-hmm. So the odds would probably show, if it was an analytics thing, to send them.
Yeah, it was a good relay. I mean, sometimes you got to tip your cap. Edmund Teoscar got it in quick. Edmund made a great throw. And sometimes that happens. I mean, those guys, they're good ball players too, and they made a good defensive play there. I think, again, you have to force them to make that play in that situation, and I thought sending him was good.
Dodgers bullpen was supposed to be kind of the weakness here. Yesterday, they do a job. Heck, even Kershaw gets into the game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not their strongest suit, but at the same time, it wasn't the Blue Jays' strongest lineup in there by the end of the game either. I mean, you lost Springer earlier to the injury, obviously pinch around for Bichette, which I think I was good with. I didn't love the pinch run of Straw for Barger, especially if he's going to try to steal second there, great. And again, easy for me to say this sitting here today after they lose a game in 18 innings, right? So obviously Schneider did a lot of great things. I didn't love that move simply because you're already missing a few bats in your lineup. And Straw's not known for his stick, obviously a defender, obviously a tremendous defender, good base runner, all those good things. But in that situation, I just didn't think you gained enough by taking Barger out there with what you were losing. So, yeah, the Dodgers bullpen was really good last night, but at the same time, it wasn't a full Blue Jays lineup either.
Let's say this thing goes 20, 19, 20, 21, wherever, because it's not that far off. Little's in the game. What do the Jays do there? What are you cringing a little bit?
No, I mean, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know what either the Jays or Dodgers do. I don't know what the Dodgers were going to do. Yamamoto looked like he may have been coming out for the 19th. I think Klein was done. And then, Little, if he gets through that, and I'm not sure what the Jays do either. I don't know if they go to Bieber the next inning. You can't just give up a game. I know there was talk on the broadcast of Dave Roberts throwing a positional player. That was never going to happen. I don't know. I don't know who that was relayed to. I think it was probably a joke. But anyways, you can't just throw a game away in the World Series. It doesn't matter where you're at. You're going to find somebody who can go in there and throw that's a pitcher. I thought Schneider made a lot of great moves throughout the night. For me, I probably would have stuck with Bassett a little bit longer. as a guy who's been throwing it pretty well, and then a guy that you can get length with, either do that or bring Hoffman in for the 8th and 9th if you're thinking of having him for 2, and then let Bassett go just because it gives you a little bit more length. But again, it's easy to sit here on a Tuesday morning after the game's over and say those things when you're really playing for one run at some point in time to get a lead and hope you can shut them down in an inning. And unfortunately, it just didn't happen for the Jays.
It's not hockey where, you battle through things in the playoffs, but it looks like the Jays could have some injuries. I don't know if that's an oblique thing from Springer, which that royally sucks because you can't twist it all. They could be into some injury trouble here with a few guys.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, obviously, he's played through some pain in the last series with the knee and whatever else he has going on. But for him to take himself out of the game in that situation, I'm guessing it's not very good outlook for him. So I'd probably actually be surprised if we see him the rest of the series. Obviously, I'm no medical doc or anything like that, and I have no idea what the injury was. But he wants to be in there. He's been grinding it out through pain in the past. And so for him to take himself out in that situation, I'm guessing it wasn't good. Obviously, Bichette, you've got kind of a similar issue there where he's not 100%. And it's just really unfortunate. What it does do is it allows other guys an opportunity to step up, whether it's a guy like Ty France. Addison Barger will probably get to stay in the game a little bit more, get a few more big at-bats for him. And, hopefully those guys can find a way to get the job done.
Last question for you, Andrew. Appreciate you doing this. Going into today and then even tomorrow, fatigue, is it going to play a factor here, maybe more on the pitching side? Do you see it leaning? Does anyone got the advantage, or is that hard to say?
It'll be really interesting to see what Shohei can come out and do after playing 18 innings last night, and now all of a sudden he's on the bump. So it'll be interesting to see how sharp he is. I think the high leverage arms will be fine. Like most of those guys, Sasaki did throw 35 pitches, trying and threw some pitches, but they should all be able to bounce back. For the Blue Jays, Hoffman threw 2 innings. Bassett should be pretty good. So Sir Anthony Dominguez can come back again. Varland, like the Blue Jays should have enough arms to get through as long as it's not another 18-inning marathon, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens that way. The Dodgers might be a little bit shorter there. Again, I don't know what Shohei's going to have. I'll never discount the guy because I would have never thought anyone could do what he's done already. So, it'll be interesting to see what he can come out and do after playing 6 hours of baseball last night, even though he was a DH for a lot of it. But that's a quick turnaround for a guy that's going to be your starting pitcher the next day.
Let's see what happens. We might have to catch up again tomorrow. You're turning into a pro with doing this analyst stuff.
Yeah, the series has been fun to watch so far, and a couple great games, and hopefully, again, the Jays can find a way to scratch together a couple more runs here in this one and get to that bullpen early and hopefully have a little bit more success.
Andrew, always a pleasure. Thanks for taking some time.
All right, thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Barney.
Great night for Western Pizza again. Game 4 tonight. Lots of hockey going on too, baseball, everything. Andrew Albers, maybe he'll join us again tomorrow. Some great insight there. Still more to come, some winning to come. Maybe they'll give us some more tickets. We're down here at Mosaic Stadium. You never know. It's a SportsCage streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com and on 620 CK.
Ready to raise your shower game? Rent a water heater and water softener together from Reliance Heath and turn every shower into a spa-worthy experience. Right now, when you rent a new water heater and water softener together, you'll get $400 back, sent by check after installation. Why settle for meh when you can upgrade your whole home's water and get big cashback savings? Don't miss out on this limited time offer.
Call on Reliance.
Call on Reliance Heath today.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. Don't just hang a door, install a Steelcraft. Turn curb appeal into curb envy.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Steel-craft.ca.
Getting in on more of the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262 for Prairie Land Rentals. Renting heaters, skid steers, and most power tools for all those winter jobs. And your official Husqvarna snow thrower dealer. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. SportsCage is live streaming from our Century Studios in downtown Regina. Watch now at sportscage.com and our YouTube channel. Be part of the show by texting 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
So far, so good here at the SportsCage Lounge. We are live in front of a studio audience.
Yes, huge, a mammoth.
I know, they're very quiet. They're polite. They're very polite.
And invisible as well.
Because the Riders are pushing West Final tickets today. Our sister stations are over at the ticket office. We're going to have Jayden Dalke come on. We're going to have Tommy Nield come on in hour 2. They can't make it more, well, they could, but how affordable it is to go to the West Final. And I get a lot of you are on the fence and wondering how cold it's going to be, where is it at? But we ran this down if you're missing it. You can get, they have the family pricing, 2 adults, 2 kids, $99.
And El Nino hasn't really showed up at all from El Nino.
Oh.
So it's going to be a warm, probably a warm game.
Speaking of weather.
It was so warm the other night playing BC. Like, I couldn't believe it, how warm it was. Not even in the fourth quarter.
It's a 5 o'clock game, so kids, they're back home by 8 and a bit, sleeping or getting ready for bed. Speaking of weather, though, and I know in the community, like, we're a bit of a melting pot, right? We have ties to all places of the world. What's going on in Jamaica is so scary.
Oh.
Love Jamaica, been there before, but that storm, and I don't know where it is today, but just I know a lot of people have ties to that great island, and it's unfortunate to see. So we're here. Come get your tickets or call in, get your tickets, because it's I can't see it not being a sellout. Tickets as low as $33. The co-op tickets are $20 if you go to a co-op for the West Final. They're not gouging you. Maybe back in the day, or some teams, they gouge you a bit, right? For a West Final, hey, we're going to up the price. We're going to up the price. They're saying, let's get the place packed. To your point, get it loud.
That's right. Exactly. And there is nothing like, if they win, there's nothing like being in the crowd. If it's towards the end of the game and it looks like the Roughriders are going to the Grey Cup, again, any given Sunday, but they're as ready as they're going to be in 10 days or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like the excitement you will feel in the stands if they are going to Winnipeg.
I agree. And then everyone starts making plans to get to Winnipeg the following weekend. We don't want to look too far ahead, but I'm a look ahead guy. I like looking ahead. Screw it. Let's look ahead. Get a cancellation policy room.
This is not
in
Coach
Winnipeg.
Mace approved what you're about to
No,
say.
Coach Mace probably doesn't. I'm glad they had him on yesterday, because I don't think he wants to talk to me after saying, why are we playing these guys? We came out unscathed. That's what matters. Coach Mace's dad texted in. He was kind of on board with me. But Trevor looked really good against BC. BC's got to be worried. If it is BC, I'm not writing off, to your point, any given Sunday. I can't wait to do the high school football report tomorrow. I'm going to run it, because speaking of any given football game, there's some high school powers but it's, you never know. You never know.
I really have to compliment Coach Mace, because I thought he used Trevor Harris exactly the right amount of time.
Yeah.
And Trevor Harris could not go an entire month without live bullets, because that was the situation if he hadn't have played the other night against BC. It's too long. But he looked really sharp. Coach Mace saw what he needed to see. Trevor then went for a run, and Coach Mace said no more. Took him off exactly when he should have.
Yeah.
T-Mobile.
It's all good. It was very well done.
T-Mobile is right, but I'm like, what is good? Hey, T-Mobile. So here it is. If you're watching the stream, I'm like, no, he's not. He's not doing this. Is it what? And then
he even ran well. He ran healthy.
I know, but it's just
great. But
especially
don't run, Trevor. Don't
especially when you get a little bit older. Kurt, someone at the door there. There's just so much that scares me about that play. But we got by. We are okay, and we move on. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, Joe with a shoulder. That's all I saw in the game.
And he does the phone point thing. That's I love it. Okay, so winning all day. If you're just tuning in, we're giving away 2 tickets to the West Final. But you have to text in, or you can message on the YouTube chat. The text line is 936-6262, Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albers Street. We want to know how you listen to the program. We need your name, number, or email address so we can contact you. But we just want to know. A lot of people are saying radio. A lot of people are saying stream. Some watching on the YouTube. Please let us know. And then give us any of your feedback on what you think about the Riders. A lot of people messaging on the Blue Jays and the game last night. Lots of people are really criticizing on the text line the decisions by Schneider and the Jays coaching staff.
In what regard? There are so many decisions that have been on there.
I feel so bad. So this is Dean in Regina says, I understand what Don's saying, and you are probably in the majority of pitching around Ohtani and all that, but he's saying you can't play scared either.
Oh,
he's a great player. But he's also human. So Andrew Albers said he would have pitched around him in the 7th as well.
Well, here's one issue I would bring up, and thanks for listening, Dean. One issue I'd bring up is Ohtani can hit a ball out of the yard with the ball being a couple of inches even outside of the plate.
He can hit it to Culver City, which is just beyond that stadium.
Oh, is that where it is?
Oh, somewhere.
I mean, it was
Valley.
a bad pitch. It was a bad pitch thrown, obviously, as Andrew correctly said. But he can hit anything near the plate as well, and that's what's scary. I mean, the guy's a phenom. It's amazing to watch the greatest baseball who ever lived. And I apologize to Babe Ruth.
No, he's okay.
But I just cannot see any good that's going to happen to have a baseball anywhere near the man's bat.
Here's a question. And you know what? I'm going to ask Arash. I'll start Arash with this question. Let's get into Arash, Coulson.
It's time to go coast to coast with Arash Madani for Smart Investing Solutions. Be smart with your money. Call Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533.
A late one for you. Did you sleep in today? Did you take the option?
I did not. I also fell asleep in the 17th. One inning before Freeman went yard. It was a late one.
Being honest.
TV on? Did you wake up?
Oh, TV on, lights on. Yes, it was back to college,
Bowl of popcorn, some empty beer cans. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, here's my question. Guys.
Ladies, eat your heart out.
I'm just the casual fan. I've never played in the majors, so I shouldn't talk like I know. I shouldn't talk. No, I haven't played in major anything. Okay, let's say Blue Jays are up by 3 in a situation. I'd love to see the analytics on this. They're up by 3. We got 2 out. First base is open, but they got a runner on second and third. Do you free pass them?
I mean, it depends who. It depends what inning you're going to be. Oh, Shohei. Okay.
First base is open. You got 2 outs. First base is open. Let's say we are in. Let's say we're in the 9th inning. Let's put all the pressure on it. Stones. Let's see what you got. You got first base open. You got a runner on second. You got a runner on third, and you got 2 out.
I know where you're going with this, Barty. The issue here is you got to pitch to Betts. you got to pitch to Freeman. You got to pitch to Muncy. Like it's the murderer's row of the top 5 batters in that lineup. So you pitch to him, but you don't give him any meatballs down the heart of the plate like Sir Anthony Dominguez did. I mean, I just found it wild that John Schneider fully threw him under the bus. He said, we had a mound visit. We said, don't give him anything to hit. And the first pitch was, boom, a cue ball right down the heart of Main Street that Shohei hit to the moon. And then, obviously, Freeman from there finished it off in the 18th. But I don't know about you guys.
I know. But it's not a video game. We're not playing Baseball Stars here or Bases Loaded, which is a fantastic game from Nintendo back in the day. But I just feel that if you pitch around guys, and that's kind of what Andrew Albers was saying too, that you still have the human element with the pressure of maybe throwing something around where this freak of nature, it is like the only thing that I can equate it to is watching Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire those years, where it's like, how are these guys barely looks like they're getting any wood on the ball and it's flying out of these stadiums. So the human element,
except they're not pitching tonight. Shohei is.
Well, there's another. What do you think? What would you do in that situation?
Well, like I said, I just wouldn't pitch at all to Ohtani. I take his bat right out of the equation, almost no matter what the situation, because again, he will hit a ball out of the park that's not even down the middle of the plate. You know, he's just like I said, the greatest player since Babe Ruth, if you can argue that. I mean, those other guys were in the steroid era. He's not. Ohtani, this is the real deal. He's just.
But Don, you just can't throw the pitch. The pitch cannot be in the strike zone. It just can't. It cannot be a pitch to hit. Let's start there first, right?
But
I agree. Like whether you're going to pitch early or not.
But is there anything safe from this guy besides doing the old 4-ball walk, which I still think that they should have to do that because it's embarrassing and you can get booed. I still think you should have to do the shame balls, that to walk a guy instead of just saying 4.
Little did it towards the end of that game. He threw him. It was so wide as the balls that it was just throwing 4 balls instead of throwing.
Are you sure, Don? Are you sure, or is that just Brandon Little? Is that just Brandon Little being Brandon Little? I'm sorry, I'm just being.
You're right about that. Who knows? Yeah. But I know it's just an interesting dynamic. But it's sort of really cool that we can watch this individual play baseball. Too bad he's on the other team. Now I want to ask you this, question, Arash. Like back in 2018, of course. The last time the World Series went 18 innings, of course, both records last night and back in 2018. The Dodgers did it again. They won. They beat the Boston Red Sox. But they didn't win the World Series. Boston did. Boston showed great character. I never thought Boston could come back in 2018 after that happened. So does this give Blue Jay fans hope? Or are the injuries and the situation they're in going to be just too much? And also, Ohtani wasn't playing on the Dodgers in 2018.
Yeah.
You didn't have the yet.
I was at Dodger Stadium for that one, Don. I stood in the camera well for a full game for 9 innings because we got there in like the 8th or 9th inning and it went 18. That was Max Muncy who went yard that night, and I still remember interviewing Justin Turner afterwards. Look, one has nothing to do with the other. So to me, there's a number of things that are at play here. One, who do the Blue Jays have available to them in the bullpen after Shane Bieber tonight? John Schneider just had a media availability less than 10 minutes ago. He says every reliever except for Eric Lauer is good to go tonight, and Lauer was tremendous last night. So that's a good sign for the Blue Jays. 1, 2. They still are they're non-committal on George Springer. I can't see how Springer plays tonight. I really can't. The quote from Schneider on Springer was, the MRI showed that he's hour to hour. Now, translate that. No MRI says you're hour to hour. The MRI says, bleep. What do we do?
Where did they take him for this MRI outside of Tijuana in some van?
Okay, well, here's the deal. I mean, there's something called a syringe. And something that can be put in a muscle where you're not feeling it anymore.
If it's an oblique, like we see it in football a time, and it's a funny story. I'm talking, my kids are watching this game last night. I can't believe that I'm sitting watching this baseball game with my two kids. And then Springer gets hurt, and I was like to my boy, I'm like, oh, that might be his oblique. And I'm like, that's no good. And he's like, where's the oblique again? He's like, is that in the bum, like where your sciatic was kind of? I'm like, no, up above. I said, back when Dad was slender and he used to work out lots, he used to like work out his obliques. I said, you might do it someday. And then he starts laughing. He's, yeah, right, you did. And I'm like, but if it's an oblique tear or tweak there, good night,
if it's
Jim
a
Kite.
Tear, I don't know. Anyway,
and I will say this. I let me just mention this on Springer, because I think it is a factor here. If you go back and watch that entire at-bat, and today I did, just to see if there's any kind of signs or anything like that, for a guy who has great plate discipline and has shown that throughout this year, he was chasing a lot, and I almost wonder if those were the kind of warning signs of something being wrong, and then ultimately he did something. But Springer's not the only one. Albers left the game. He's probably been their best hitter, and he's also the catcher. What is Kirk's status going to be as the night goes on? And Bo could barely get to first base on what would have been a double. How effective can he be? Now, if Springer doesn't play tonight, Bichette has to become your DH. Yep. So, there's so much that goes into all of this. The other thing that didn't get mentioned in the MRI showed hour to hour. Somebody asked John Schneider, so first inning, walk Shohei? He said, we haven't made up our mind yet, which means they've made up their mind and they're going to walk Shohei. They're going to give him a free pass in the first at bat.
But then we have the clip that he's basically saying he is going to walk him. And I know a lot, it's situational baseball, and a lot will go into it. But and it's not like hockey where it's like get the needle and get back in there and see if you can play Steve Yzerman on one knee. It's a lot trickier from what I see than that. And to your point, and I was listening to so much on the baseball chat today, and if Springer can't go, then where does Bichette go? And my boy Barger, he's playing full game. I didn't like that they took him out yesterday. Again, I don't know the game. I've never been. Some of the moves to pull guys out, and then it goes. And I'm like, is this going to end up biting them in the arse? I wanted to ask Albers this. I don't know if you know this, Arash, or maybe Chad, who's a big baseball guy sitting here. When they go to that, when basically you've used all your bench players in that situation, which they did. Let's say, knock on wood, somebody would have dislocated their ankle or their knee or something like that. What happens?
Kevin Gausman, come on down, grab a baseball bat. Yeah, it's going to be you have 26 players on your roster. If you've used your entire bullpen, if you've used your bench players, the only actual human left is a starting pitcher from the last couple of nights. So that's what would have had to have happened.
Wow.
Kevin Gausman has not taken a swing in a baseball game since like 2021. So
it's too bad it didn't go a few more innings. It would have been really wild. I mean, who knows what would have happened.
Albers said they would have put Bieber in. Or they would have found...
Yamamoto was warming up. Yamamoto was not just getting loose. He was warming up in the Dodgers bullpen. Here's the other thing about last night. So they scored 10 runs combined in the first 9 innings. And then they went, or the first 8 innings, and then they went a full baseball game. They went 9 innings after that without either team scoring a run. It's not just that it went extra innings. Nobody could score. Nobody could kind of break through. I thought that was wild too.
That's an interesting point. Very interesting point you make, Arash. Like the Dodgers allegedly did not have a good bullpen through the season. Well, they did in many respects. So the Jays couldn't get any runs. Did that have more to do with Springer, Bichette, or Barger and Kirk being out? or did it have more to do with the bullpen of the Dodgers rising up at that occasion? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a good question, Don. I think it's a combination of the fact that the Blue Jays resembled more the AAA Buffalo Bisons than they did a big league team with their lineup. I think it had a lot to do with how well the Dodgers were throwing the ball. I don't even want to call them relievers. Clayton Kershaw, the ageless, he's got, a week left in his career, comes out of the bullpen, gets Nathan Lucas.
Yeah.
Like, it was a let me count the ways. And I love to ask Albers this, because he's forgotten more about baseball than I've watched in my lifetime. But I've watched a lot of baseball games and covered a lot of baseball games, probably around 1,000. I cannot remember a game, both ways, both teams, not just at home plate, across the board, with more bizarre base running decisions that went on last night. From Ohtani trying to steal second, why? From trying to get an extra 90 feet when it made no sense to do it. From a green light to get home in a non-advantageous position. It just felt like everybody was going for it.
The Schneider thing, I did ask him about the Schneider thing, and I said, hey, you can't put analytics in that because everything's happening in real time. And he said, no, you got to send them. He said, you might not be in that situation again, and you need 2 bang throws. So he agreed with that. We only have about a minute and a half.
In addition to that, Bernie, Vlad's on deck. So you're going to intentionally walk Vlad, and then you get Kiner Falefa with 2 outs. So that might have been your best shot.
That's what he said, Arash. Exactly. He said you're going to walk Vlad. Okay,
I just want to squeeze one thing in with Arash, if I could, Bernie. Bieber, his last 2 outings, he was better in Seattle than he was in Toronto. Is it good that Bieber is pitching in Los Angeles versus Toronto?
I think it's good that Bieber is on full rest. I think they need Bieber just to get them outs. Get at least 5 innings. None of this 3 1/3. And look, if there's any time, fellas, that you want to face Shohei Ohtani as a pitcher, it's after he's been on his feet for 18 innings and he cramped up at second base last night. I mean, that's the only kind of advantageous spot about who the Blue Jays are going up against tonight.
It's awesome. It's unbelievable. I get to watch baseball with my kids. I don't think I'll ever do that. Maybe tonight for a bit. And when Kershaw comes in, my son goes, "Who is that? He looks old." And I said, "You watched him play in Phoenix about 10 years ago. You were there." Arash,
when he was good.
Do you want to do something tomorrow? Maybe if you're not busy. Okay,
let's do it.
Appreciate you all the time, buddy. Thanks for coming on. Let's chat tomorrow. Go Jays.
You got it.
Coast to Coast with Arash Madani for Brian Gawley, Smart Investing Solutions. Be smart with your money and call Brian Gawley. We're getting close to the clock here. Colson, are we going straight into ticker? Or do you want me to break? Okay, we got to go to break. It's the Sports Cage live from Sports Cage Lounge at Mosaic Stadium on 620 CKRM.
The road to the 112th Grey Cup rolls through Riderville. Don't miss a moment of this weekend's CFL West semifinal here on the Cooperators Rider Broadcast Network, 620 CKRM. Saturday, we'll have all of the action in a winner-takes-all Western showdown. The losers go home, and the winners face the Roughriders in the Western Final at Mosaic Stadium. We'll break down the matchup starting at 12. Kickoff follows at 3:30. Playoff football is brought to you by the Cooperators, Saskatchewan Party Caucus, and Vaderstad. Stream every moment of Rider football at SportsCage.com. The postal strike has thrown a monkey wrench into the world-famous Keniston Superdraft. If you're waiting for your forms and they don't show up, head over to superdraft.com and print them off today. There's still $90,000 in total cash prizes to be won in the world-famous draft. Don't miss out. And yes, the Super 8 is back. Don't wait for the mail. Hit up superdraft.com. Find some buddies and get in on some real NHL pool action with the Keniston Superdraft. Deadline is October 28th, 8 p.m. Central Time.
Have you ever tried convincing a 1,000-pound animal to walk half a mile for a drink? Yeah, good luck with that. Cows aren't moving, and frankly, they don't care about your schedule. So instead of turning your pasture into a full-blown cattle negotiation summit, install a Keln solar livestock watering system. You can drop a pump just about anywhere. No grid, no trenching, no drama. So let the cows chill. You move the water. Keln Solar. They move water because your cows won't. Visit kelnsolar.com.
The name you know and trust has moved closer to you. Mainline Motors is now only 30 minutes away. The amazing deals and award-winning service is now at your doorstep. Mainline Motors, a proud Saskatchewan name for generations, is here to serve your every need with a huge selection of new and pre-owned with prices that won't be beat. Do your wallet a favor and call Southie Mainline today, 306-726-2060, or check us out online, southie-mainline.ca. Worth the drive every time, guaranteed.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Bundle and save with Reliance Heath. Rent a new water heater and softener together and get $400 cash back. Call on Reliance Heath today.
Am I crazy, or do I want to see another 18 innings tonight? Heck, let's just go. Let's see then what happens tomorrow if any of these guys are standing. It's 6 o'clock. First pitch, LA obviously leading the best of 7, 2-1. Against the Blue Jays. Western Hockey League tonight, the Blades are in Tri-City. SJHL, Clippers welcome Warman. Yorkton travels into Nipawin. Canadian teams, there's so many games in the NHL tonight.
Every team, I think.
It is. The frenzy, they call it.
That's
Frozen
crazy.
frenzy. But with the like Toronto and Calgary going at 4 o'clock our time. Winnipeg, Minnesota, Ottawa's in Chicago. Edmonton welcomes Colorado. Vancouver is hosting the New York Rangers, and Montreal's your Habs are in Seattle. Okay, so go to sportscage.com if you want to vote. How much of Game 3 did you watch last night? There's a number of different. Yeah. I tried to watch it all. I dozed in and out. What time did you go to bed?
I had a bowl of soup when I got home. I went to bed at 1:30.
Yeah, homemade or Campbell's or what? What are you?
Actually, Heinz. You have to go to the dollar store to get Heinz tomato soup, by the way, folks.
There we
It's
go.
the only place in town you can find it.
The professor likes his Heinz soup. Bundle and save with Reliance Heath. Rent a new water heater and softener together. $400 in cash back. Call on Reliance today. We got 2 Rider players coming by in hour 2. Don's going to go through some really interesting Rider stats on players that he has. We got more winning to go away. Everybody's texting into winning. It's a jam-packed show. We're live at the SportsCage Lounge at Mosaic Stadium as they sell West Final tickets.
We are 620 CKRM Regina, a Harvard media station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM News. Regina's police chief has been fired following a misconduct investigation. Mayor Chad Baczynski says Farouk Sheikh sent inappropriate text messages to a member of the police board while they discussed his employment contract. Baczynski says Sheikh's behavior was unbecoming of a police chief.
The chief later characterized the nature of the communications to a member of the board and to the PCC investigator in a matter that seriously offends the core RPS values of integrity, transparency, and accountability.
Sheikh was removed from active duty earlier this year pending the results of the investigation. Saskatchewan-based Cameco and Brookfield Asset Management have signed a deal with the American government to help build at least $80 billion U.S. worth of nuclear reactors in the United States. The U.S. government will arrange financing and facilitate the permitting and approvals for the new Westinghouse nuclear reactors. Brookfield and Cameco acquired Westinghouse 2 years ago. American President Donald Trump's plans to realign global trade through tariffs is set to face its latest legal hurdle in front of the U.S. Supreme Court next week. The hearing combines 2 cases pushing back on Trump's, quote, reciprocal tariffs and his fentanyl-related duties on Canada, Mexico, and China. Victor Owen Schwartz is the lead plaintiff. He has been running a small business importing wines and spirits for nearly 40 years.
So let me be clear. Americans are paying these tariffs, not foreign entities. And the tariffs are a terrible and unsustainable weight.
Jeffrey Schwab with Liberty Justice Center, which is representing Schwartz, says Trump is using the U.S. national security statute called the International Economic Emergency Powers Act as a, quote, blank check. A former deputy premier of Alberta says the success of a petition he circulated to make it official policy for the province to stay in Canada should signal to Premier Danielle Smith that she needs to put separatism to bed. Thomas Lukasik says his petition has collected more than 456,000 signatures in 3 months, smashing the province's 294,000 signature threshold required to initiate a possible referendum. He says now the ball is in Smith's court to put his question to a vote.
What a way to send a message to our provincial government, to the rest of Canada, letting other Canadians know that Albertans are not outliers. We are as proud of being Canadian as any other Canadian from sea to sea to sea.
A spokesperson for Alberta's Minister of Justice says the government is waiting for Elections Alberta to count the signatures. And Hurricane Melissa is forecast to stay offshore as it accelerates northward later this week. But the Canadian Hurricane Centre in Halifax says the storm is still expected to play a role in dumping some ugly weather across eastern Canada. Meteorologist Bob Robichaud says a separate low-pressure system is to blame.
On Friday, we're going to see some wind and some rain, and the wind is probably going to extend into Saturday as well, at least early Saturday. But the hurricane or the tropical system itself should stay far to the south.
Earlier today, Hurricane Melissa moved slowly toward Jamaica, where officials and residents are bracing for catastrophic winds, flash flooding, and landslides from the Category 5 storm. That is your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
Weather brought to you by Linex, Regina, Serious Protection, Killer Looks, 1865 McCarra Street. Tonight, becoming clear and a low down to 4. Tomorrow, looking for early sun, giving way to thickening cloud and a high of 12. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, spotty showers in the area, and it gets windy out of the west-northwest, 25, 45 with gusts up to 60, and a low down to 2. Thursday looks like isolated rain showers and a steady temperature around 2 degrees. Friday, partly sunny and a high of 3. Looking at Saturday, partly sunny but breezy and a high of 9. Currently in downtown Regina, we have a mostly cloudy sky and it's 6 degrees.
For 40 years, the team from Linex Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Linex Regina, 1865 McCarra Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Sask Lotteries, bringing communities together. Sask Lottery products fund over 12,000 sports, culture, and recreation groups across Saskatchewan. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
All right. Welcome back. Tuesday, Saskatchewan Lotteries, main fundraiser for sport, culture, and recreation. In this hour, Tommy Nield is going to stop by, I understand, in about 10 minutes' time from the Saskatchewan Roughriders. We got Clutch Performer. We got Sprinkle of the Day. We're giving away those tickets to the West Final, the whole show. And then Jayden Dalke is going to join us a little bit later in this hour, and then maybe that's when we give away the Pats tickets for tomorrow night as well. 936-6262, Prairieland Rentals text line, or the live chat on YouTube. We're going to put everybody in. You got to let us know, how do you listen to the Sports Cage? How do you, and if you watch it on YouTube, we know you're there, so you guys are in automatically. But is it radio? Is it the streams? Just let us know. Leave your name, number, or email address, and we'll get a hold. And then you can comment on the game like a lot of these people are doing, the Blue Jay game or the Riders and what the Riders should do. But going back to what happens if tonight we go deep again?
I won't make it this time. That's all I can say.
Out of soup.
I can't see that happening. There's such a convergence of fluky things that happened last night. There's so many times that, third base runners were stranded, multiple base runners were stranded. Like, I think it was 37 in total for the whole game. I just can't see all the weird, sort of fluky, wild things happening all at once. It's sort of, that's why it's only the second time in World Series history it's ever happened. But I can't see it. I just can't see it.
And then we're getting text messages from some people. It's like, there's no way I can go another late one tonight. Paul in Regina, Jay's bad base running. Riders, I think Harris will choke on game day. My thoughts. Paul, let us know how you're listening, and then you're entered to win the tickets as well. Or maybe you don't want to go to the game with comments like that. Just no, all good. Thanks for texting in, Paul. Bad base running, I don't know, because just my thoughts, I think you have to send Schneider there. You might not be back in that situation. And now you send them, you have 2 bang, bang, perfect throws to get it out. Anything slips on a guy there, the relay doesn't get it there, the catcher doesn't grab it. There are things that can go wrong where that guy just goes. And the Dodgers made a heck of a play.
Well, I mean, it depends on the scouting reports on a particular player's arm. You see where the ball's being hit. Okay, is that right fielder? Does he have a good arm? He's going to be throwing to the second baseman. Does he have a good arm? It's a very quick process to make a decision. It's almost borderline split second. But there's different arms on every baseball team. You got to know what arm you're going against. And so, I mean, it's like you said, you had a professional baseball player on to start the show who said, go for it, and you've got to trust. He knows all about the game a lot more than I do or you do, but I didn't like it. I would rather have been a little more conservative. Because you're in the World Series, and guess what, folks? In the World Series, the team that you're playing can throw baseballs. They're in the World Series.
There's a lot of pressure. Maybe he drops it. Maybe a guy doesn't do it.
Go ahead.
You're a Habs fan. Today at 8 p.m. is the deadline for the Keniston Super Draft.
Right.
And they've had a tough year with the mail, I guess, being halted, all that.
Right. Yeah.
You go to superdraft.com. Have you ever gone in this thing?
I flunked. They kicked me out. I had such poor picks.
I think you can go in as many times as you want, but
okay.
You pick from the players, and I had Lawrence on last week, and he was talking about his strategy, and he's like, take players that are going to get 80 points. Players that are going to get 80 points.
Not bad.
So your Habs are looking really good this year. So again, just
more balance.
People to mention, tonight's the deadline, superdraft.com, Keniston Super Draft if you want to get in. Okay, if you're watching the stream, you saw him slink in there like he's getting behind the safety. Tommy Nield is joining us live on set here on the Sports Cage. Did you watch the baseball game last night?
I did. I watched probably from the 6th inning till the 13th, 14th inning, and then I fell asleep. But
yeah,
it was a crazy game.
Curfew?
That's not bad. Were you by yourself?
We had the day off, so I could have slept in a little bit this morning, but I couldn't stay up.
Wild.
It depends if you're with people or if you're alone.
Right.
If you're alone, you'd nod off.
Yeah, I was alone, and I was snoozing for sure.
Yeah, but it's the pressure that's going. You're a pro athlete, you're in it, you're the pressure, but just that intensity as it keeps going, and then they don't know who's going to pitch, and we don't have any players to use, and all that. Like it's almost like what theater.
Absolutely, and there's a lot to think about. They got to play again today, and I guess in the post game they're like, we're playing again today because it was the next day by the time the game was over. So I'm sure they're feeling the effects of a game that long, but hopefully Jays can pull this next one off.
You're from Guelph,
yes,
Ontario. Went to McMaster. I want to ask you, was it always football? Did you play a lot of other sports?
Football and basketball, but football was always kind of the number one. I was better at it than basketball, but yeah, from a young age, I was
always a receiver. Did you play both sides back in high school and stuff?
Always receiver. I did play a couple years of quarterback when I was real young. I played 1 year running back. I didn't like getting hit that much, but it was mostly receiver.
Now, interestingly enough, your receivers coach, Markway McDaniel, also went to McMaster. Do you guys ever talk about your old McMaster days?
Yeah, so in 2018, he was my receiver coach at McMaster. So it's funny how it all worked out, and now we're both in Saskatchewan together. He was one of the guys that had reached out to me when I became a free agent, it kind of just all worked out.
What did you know? What did you think about football in Saskatchewan, football on the prairies coming from out east?
I knew it was like the big thing out here. I knew the Riders were the team out here, and I had obviously played out here when I was with Toronto and just felt that real CFL environment from, I think my first away game actually in the CFL was at Mosaic, and it was a night game, and they turned the lights off before, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. It'd be cool to play here where the fans are actually cheering for us. But so yeah.
You won a Grey Cup here, Tommy. In fact, you're a reasonably young player. You've already won 2 Grey Cups in your career. So are you, and will you be, the good luck charm for the Saskatchewan Roughriders?
That's the plan. It's crazy to even think about that. I've already won 2 Grey Cups, and I'm definitely grateful to have been in the positions I've been in, and hopefully I am the good luck charm.
We got Andrew Harris here too, who's got 4.
Yeah,
he's got 4 of
the
rings.
And that's interesting because there's, from your Argonaut days, Tommy, there's so many players and coaches that you were with in Toronto that have now all come over to Saskatchewan. It must be, was it like a homecoming to you when you came here with all the familiar faces?
Did you owe anybody money, or did you have anything? Hey, where's that?
No, but again, when I became a free agent, Coach Mace had reached out to me too, and it was great to hear from him, and he was obviously with me in Toronto as well, so there was some familiarity when I got to Regina, so it just felt like home from the moment I got here.
You probably get it, and players, athletes, they're gonna, the cliche, it's like, yeah, but I don't think it's probably until you're older like us that you're gonna sit back and go, like, hopefully you guys win one this year, hopefully you got a couple in Saskatchewan, how many championships you win in the league, because when you look up there at Mosaic Stadium, we haven't won a ton as a franchise, and you've already got 2 under your belt.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm grateful to have been on those teams, and hopefully able to add more banners to Mosaic Stadium.
We need them.
We hope you do.
Absolutely.
Now, Tommy, you are a first down machine. You are averaging 10.1 yards a reception. You're having a great year, 535 yards receiving on 42 receptions, 5 touchdowns. You seem to find the end zone. Only Dante Myers has more touchdowns than you as a Rider receiver. So are you happy with how your season's been going? Because I'll be honest, full stop, I always watch the Riders very carefully, not so much all the other teams. Sometimes you are a much better football player than I realized before you showed up here.
Yeah, I mean, the season didn't start off the way I wanted it to for me. I got hurt in the first preseason game, so I had sprained my ankle and missed the first 5 games, and you never want to start off in a new team where you're missing games. I wanted to, be able to be out there in full force for all 18, but I felt like once I came back, I hit the ground running, and I had got a bunch of valuable reps with Trevor and the first team guys, so I kind of just took it in stride, and have been, working hard every day, and it's showing on the field.
The question's always asked, what are the similarities of championship teams? I'm going to ask you, what's the difference between this team and the championship teams that you've been on?
The difference, similarly, I think the chemistry of the guys on the team, you have that personal connection. Guys play hard for one another, and you hang out with the guys off the field. I think that builds your connection on the field as well, and it's fun coming to work every day. Everyone's bought in and loves working hard. We love to compete and practice against each other, and we just make each other better every day.
Because last year was like a little bit of a grind, right? It's like Arbuckle. Mm-hmm. Where with the Riders here, you got T-Mobile.
Yeah,
man, can that guy run?
Oh
yeah,
wow, yeah.
Wow. No, but last year was it was grindy, and it was a little bit of a surprise.
It was, and having Nick step in in the Grey Cup game, I think a lot of people weren't sure of what was going to happen, but I felt like everyone on our team and everyone who was in that building knew what he was capable of. So again, it was like we had a similar chemistry where it was like it didn't really matter who was going to be out there. We trusted each other, and things work out.
Do you see the question there from Jeffrey on the YouTube chat? He's asking, what is your free agent status after 2025?
I'm on a 1-year contract right now, but yeah, I'll let that play out. I'd love to be back here.
Has the team talked to you at all about trying to extend you?
No, not yet. I think that sort of stuff gets sorted out in the off season.
When's the last time you wore your rings? Do you wear them?
I wore one to my sister's wedding. Nice. Not last year, the year before that. So I haven't worn both of them together yet.
Yeah.
Oh, when you really want to impress somebody, that's what you have.
That's right. Hey, thanks for making some time today and coming by. I know you watch some baseball tonight, maybe. And
yeah, I'll tune into that.
Sure. And this is probably a lot like a post-game interview when you're with Toronto, so it's very similar.
Yeah, no doubt.
Tommy Nield from our Saskatchewan Roughriders joining us here live on set in the SportsCage Lounge. If you're watching the stream, you see him there through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com, and always on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM.
Awesome.
The road to the 112th Grey Cup rolls through Riderville. Don't miss a moment of this weekend's CFL West semifinal here on the Cooperators Rider Broadcast Network, 620 CKRM. Saturday, we'll have all of the action in a winner-takes-all Western showdown. The losers go home, and the winners face the Roughriders in the Western Final at Mosaic Stadium. We'll break down the matchup starting at 12. Kickoff follows at 3:30. Playoff football is brought to you by your Saskatchewan AGCO dealers, Quality Tire, and SaskTel. Stream every moment of Rider football at SportsCage.com.
This is Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions. Successful farmers and business owners, I have 2 quick questions for you. First, how are you going to get your corporate retained earnings and profits out of your operating company to fund your retirement? Secondly, how are you going to do that without paying too much income tax? If you don't know the answer to either question, call me, Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533, or go to smartinvestingsolutions.ca.
More power, more output, more comfort. The Fendt Ideal Combine is ready to roll on your farm. The most innovative and modern combine on the market, the Fendt Ideal Combine has exceptional efficiency backed by the industry's best warranty. An unbelievably comfortable cab, the Fendt Ideal Combine is ahead of the game and the best in the game. The Fendt Ideal Combine is ready to roll on your farm. See for yourself at Nick's Service in Emerald Park, nicksservice.com.
October is Customer Appreciation Month at Extreme Hockey and Umbrella Marketing. It's pretty easy. Just submit your receipt for your corporate or team apparel order, and you could be one of the lucky winners at month end to receive up to $1,000 back towards your purchase. Locally owned, community-oriented, and customer-focused. And of course, don't forget about their price match guarantee. Extreme Hockey and Sport, Umbrella Marketing, 1425 McIntyre Street, and conveniently located in the Cooperator Center.
The postal strike has thrown a monkey wrench into the world-famous Keniston Superdraft. If you're waiting for your forms and they don't show up, head over to superdraft.com and print them off today. There's still $90,000 in total cash prizes to be won in the world-famous draft. Don't miss out. And yes, the Super 8 is back. Don't wait for the mail. Hit up superdraft.com. Find some buddies and get in on some real NHL pool action with the Keniston Superdraft. Deadline is October 28th, 8 p.m. Central Time.
The name you know and trust has moved closer to you. Mainline Motors is now only 30 minutes away. The amazing deals and award-winning service is now at your doorstep. Mainline Motors, a proud Saskatchewan name for generations, is here to serve your every need with a huge selection of new and pre-owned with prices that won't be beat. Do your wallet a favor and call Southie Mainline today, 306-726-2060, or check us out online, southie-mainline.ca. Worth the drive every time. Guaranteed.
The SportsCage Clutch Performer for Nick's Service in Emerald Park. Your local Massey Ferguson Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fendt dealer. Call 781-1077.
All right. Sometimes we go unclutch performer when it's clutch performer for Nick's Service in Emerald Park. And I don't know where a lot of you land on this, but here is the Canadian anthem last night in Los Angeles.
First to sing the Canadian national anthem, please welcome multi-platinum, Grammy-nominated Canadian singer-songwriter, J.P. Saxe.
Oh, Canada, our home, our native land, true patriot love in all of us command.
All right. Surprising, to say the least. I don't know. I've never sang in front of 50-some thousand people at Chavez Ravine, but maybe the sound was off. Maybe something was off there. But and if anything else, his gear, like those slacks and that sweater combo, you could have spruced it up a bit for you're singing the Canadian national anthem.
It's too casual.
It's wow, yeah. Like he looks like he's running to Giant Tiger on a Sunday morning or something. I don't know. Hey, unclutched performer for Nick Service in Emerald Park, your local Massey Ferguson Challenger, Rogator Gleaner, and Fent dealer. Okay, injury update. No surprise, George Springer out of the lineup. What else have you found out, Professor?
Well, I found out the lineup. Who's Lucas is leading off.
Yep.
And followed by you must have read it out.
Yeah, I'm just reading it now. My eyes aren't great. Lucas.
Yep.
Guerrero.
Right.
Bichette's the DH, which we thought. Barger, my boy, also known as Varger. Kirk is in. That's good news. Varsho, Clement, Jimenez, and Kiner Falefa.
Yep.
Which I think
that's
I think he would have been our guy last night if they walked Vladdy. He would have been the hero today.
Those are the players we thought would be the starting batters, not necessarily in that order, but would be the starting batters and players.
And Bieber,
if along with Bieber, if Springer couldn't play, and so no big shock that Springer can't play.
I don't know if we would see him in the rest. Okay, let's go to Sprinkle of the Day for Sports Select. Simply make your picks online now. You just generate a QR code. Lock it in at your local lotto spot retailer. Bingo, bango, it's done. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select, when you're ready to play, it's the original. Must be 18 years of age or older. Colson, I don't know if you have it, but let's look at the baseball game. Let's not overthink this here. If you're watching the stream, there it is. See, it moved. The Jays are now on the pro line, so they got to win by 2 on the pro line. 320, and the Dodgers are down to 178. So
yeah, that makes sense with the way Bieber pitched his last game, with the way Ohtani pitched his last game. That makes sense.
And the over/under is 8. Sportslight doesn't have an over/under on how many innings. I know, so you hit that props there, Colson.
Yeah.
But it's it's probably a heart bet. There's a bunch of props there too. Kirk versus Smith on the hit category. Guerrero versus Freeman. So sportselect.com, play it, and if you want to go and fill out the tickets like I do, go ahead, but you don't have to anymore. Now you can just get a QR code generated. They scan it at your local lotto spot retailer, and you're done. Must be 18 years of old or get some cash in hand. We'll go to a quick break. Is that okay?
Yes.
Right now, and then we're gonna have our second guest here after the break. It's a Sports Cage streaming. We're live at the Sports Cage Lounge at Mosaic Stadium through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
The postal strike has thrown a monkey wrench into the world-famous Keniston Superdraft. If you're waiting for your forms and they don't show up, head over to superdraft.com and print them off today. There's still $90,000 in total cash prizes to be won in the world-famous draft. Don't miss out. And yes, the Super 8 is back. Don't wait for the mail. Hit up superdraft.com. Find some buddies and get in on some real NHL pool action with the Keniston Superdraft. Deadline is October 28th, 8 p.m. Central Time.
So, since that little ding on my car last week, I don't know where to take it.
I don't even know. That's easy. Take it to Regina Motor Products.
Who said that?
I did. Down here. I'm Terry the Tire. Regina Motor Products Chevrolet Collision Center and SGI accredited auto body repair is a full-service collision and body shop that works on all makes and models. Just submit your claim to SGI and set an appointment to get your appraisal done. Easy.
I bet you're tired after saying all that.
South at Highway 1 and 6, Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
Thank you, Rider Nation. The Riders Foundation 50-50 jackpots have been massive this season, and it's all thanks to you. When you buy your 50-50, you're supporting amateur football across the province. It's playoff time, and like the games, the 50-50 gets bigger in the playoffs. Can we get it to $1 million, Rider Nation? Maybe higher. Don't get hit with regret. Buy your 50-50 tickets at riders5050.ca and go Riders.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC. Lottery license LR250011.
All the farmland and equipment you could need are available at auction this fall with Ritchie Brothers. A wide variety of farmland auctions across Western Canada will begin in earnest in October and run into December to get you ready for the next season. With new parcels of land and equipment continually added to their inventory, make sure to visit their website so you never miss an opportunity. Head over to rbauction.com to get started. Again, that's rbauction.com.
Back to SportsCage. Text 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
Welcome Cage Lounge today because we're pushing rider tickets for the West Final. Get in on it. It's going to be FOMO, fear of missing out. And you can get in the $20 co-op one. If you want to go to a co-op and pick up those, you can get a family, 2 adults, 2 kids for $99. And you have the buddy pack too. Like, I don't know what more you want to come to the West Final next week, and it's going to be exciting. Jayden Dalke is joining us here. All kidding aside, that is so reasonable to go watch a West Final in a CFL game.
Yeah, I know.
Like $20.
Yeah, that's
like,
awesome.
$20 nowadays. You can't go to a lot of events. Did you watch the baseball last night?
I caught the recap this morning. I did not catch it live.
Blue Jays in 30, or is it called?
How would they have done that? Get the Blue Jays in 30? How would they fit everything in 18 innings like that? Let's go. You said you're born and raised in Leduc?
Yeah, I was born in Red Deer, but I moved to Leduc when I was 4 years old.
So I asked Tommy this question. Always football, or what other sports were you playing? What were you good at?
Baseball. I was a pitcher and center fielder, and my brother was my back catcher until I was about 16. And then once we started progressing into high school, I was just more so focused on football, but football and wrestling, because in junior high I wrestled, and then that was made me a better tackler, so that was awesome.
I bet. Like, how did wrestling help you as a football player, do you think?
Double leg takedown is a perfect form tackle, and it'll get you about 3 to 4 points and possibly a pin. So yeah, it helped me get into the Winter Games for wrestling, and 3-time provincial champ for 44 kilograms.
Nice. Does the cauliflower ear go away?
I wore the little headgear probably into like year 2 and 3.
Smart.
So yeah.
That was one thing with the wrestlers. I'm always like, that looks painful in those mats and all that. So high school football, and then is there a gap before junior?
Yeah. I was a little bit undersized. My brother and I we didn't hit our growth spurt until basically the year after we graduated. So we were very undersized. But then when I took a year off to work full time up in Fort McMurray, and was building modular construction for oil and gas companies. Yeah. And when you're living in camps for 2 weeks on, you work 12 hours, you come home, unlimited food, and then the gym. And so I grew like 4 inches and put on 30 pounds in like a year. So then, I found a way in to walk on to the Wildcats, and that was through my that was through my drama teacher in high school. He had a connection, so he got me in touch with the head coach. And
let people know, what kind of drama productions were you in?
I was in a couple of one acts where they were self-directed by
That's awesome.
a group of students, and then I was in one musical, Legally Blonde.
Oh wow.
What a guy. How many fan favorite probably now? Like this, that's awesome. I tell my kids to do that stuff as much as they can.
Oh, those are you want to talk about good credits. You need credits to graduate. Going to drama, man. It's awesome.
A method to your madness.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I want to ask, because obviously the Hilltops and the Thunder, and you know all about that. 2 junior teams in Edmonton. I've never been able to wrap my head around why 2. Why not just make one powerhouse?
Yeah, I've always struggled with that, and I obviously talked to like teammates as we've been, like going through my 4 years at Wildcats and getting to know a bunch of the Husky guys at U of A who were eventually my teammates and are still my teammates to this day, like Morgan Runge. And we've always like struggled with the fact that one team will be on an up, but that is because recruiting for the other team has gone down. So they've constantly moved in ebbs and flows. But
is there a rift between the teams at all, or?
And there is while you're in it, and then once you move on to U of A, all of a sudden you're like, oh, junior guy, what's up? But I think it's just long histories of very proud people, who alumni who have played that might be holding it back, or it might be the fact that Edmonton's but no, it can't be, because Calgary has one team. Yeah. So, I think it gives more kids or more people opportunities to play.
It does.
When you came to Saskatchewan, I mean, you're a prairie boy from Leduc, obviously, so you sort of know the prairie culture. But when you came and lived in Saskatchewan, did certain things make you realize, okay, now I understand why the Thunder, or formerly the Rams when they're in junior football, or the Hilltops, now I understand why they're difficult to beat? Was there something with the culture here that you noticed versus, they're always beating the Edmonton teams in junior football. What did you see here in the community that you think maybe causes this?
Well, I think that I think it's like a quarter of the population lives in Regina compared to Edmonton. And a lot of my friends that I grew up around who went to like Leduc High School instead of like Edmonton high schools. Those are some very strong farm boys. And both my parents grew up in Saskatchewan, met in Saskatchewan, so my grandma on my mom's side still lives in Prince Albert.
All right,
so
Paradise.
You're telling me.
You can't spell paradise without PA.
Exactly. But, I just think that there's just a lot of everybody always complains about the winters up here from like my teammates now who are not used to it. So you just get hard people with potentially some hard times, and those people are generally resilient.
Well, and you were too, because sorry to interrupt, Brian, but you take a look at, you were a 6th round pick in the 22, I think it is, CFL draft, 54th overall. I don't think there's anybody that was picked in that round that's still in the CFL. You're a walk-on with the Wildcats. You don't get discouraged easily. No. It seems like your character. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, I would say so. And I mean, my upbringing, we weren't always going to have like the best stuff and everything. Like my parents started their family very young, and I'm the oldest, and always felt like I had to lead by example. And anytime that somebody took a chance on me, I felt like I owed it to them. So that's why even when after year 2 I was offered scholarships to universities and everything, I was banking with the trying to turn the program around at the Wildcats, because they were the ones that gave me the opportunity. So generally I was going to stay there.
That's so much character right there, right? Like we could end it right now and be like, I think I like this guy maybe more than anybody else. But when do you realize that I could play pro football?
Not until I got to the combine, and that's when it kind of all like hit, and I was just like, oh wow. Like as we start competing, I'm like, okay, so it was one thing obviously I started my university career as a older senior student, so all of a sudden you go down on punt, and I'm just like, no way they have like an freshman 18-year-old trying to block me right now. Like this isn't really fair. I'm so much stronger than you. Like I can literally just run and then shove you over and then go make a tackle. Like, but then as you progress through the years, and you get that invitation and you show up and you start meeting with all these coaches, and you get a good feeling that like, hey, they kind of view my potential. Like they can kind of see it. And then I was like, I have a feeling I'm going to get drafted, like in general. And that was the whole goal of saying yes to going to the combine.
I bet you that like 4 years or 5 years is just like everything that happened in there was so crazy. What did you take in university? Drama? Is that a dumb question?
No, I've got one more semester left. So I only got through 2 and a bit years. So now every off season in the winter semester, I go back to U of A and I pick away at classes. So I have one more semester and I'll have my bachelor's of commerce.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Right on.
Now, it's fair to say you're a grinder. You certainly learned that in wrestling as well. That's what CFL playoff football is all about. That's what you're going to be doing very shortly in the Western Final. Are you excited about that? Because really that's your forte, is grinding out physical battles.
Yeah, well, and especially when it comes to special teams, like special teams in the CFL is one-on-one matchups, and you line up against somebody or they line up across from you, and you have to better them or best them that play. Otherwise, it could be an explosive play. Like or it could falter. Like it could be you missed a block and all of a sudden your explosive return didn't get a chance to make it go. So it's definitely not only a physical grind but a mental grind, just making sure that you get everybody in the right checks, you get pump protection proper, and make sure that the phase that you have a hand in, like you give your team the best chance to win.
I think there's a ping pong table downstairs. I don't know if you guys pickleball. What's the big competitive game amongst the players?
Well, for me, in the summer it was golfing. I was trying to take everybody what they were worth for.
Because you live beside a golf course.
Yeah,
you got an advantage.
I got a free little driving range. But everybody's very competitive, especially throughout the week. But when there is the ping pong table downstairs, it gets pretty heated. Some people buy their own paddles.
Who's the best? Lather?
Brett's up there for sure.
Yeah. I skate with him, and he's a competitive man.
Okay, but you're pretty good too. Aren't you a good ping pong?
We should have set it up in here. We could have just played. Okay, I want to ask you this on that. Let's say you got a two-person ping pong game, table tennis for all you purists out there. You got to pick one coach to be your teammate. Who are you picking?
Can I? My immediate reaction goes to Bell as a coach.
Yeah. Come on, man. That guy's intense.
Yeah.
I love him.
I played pool with Bell, and we were on a 2v2, and I was just like, oh, you see it a little bit different, just like football, dude. But
when those eyes get going?
You see.
Yeah. I think Jayden's getting a little red here.
This is good. Can you come on like once a week? This is good. But that's how Coach Joshua Bell, like he seems like so strategic and analytic and all that, and then all of a sudden it's like this. Whoa.
Well, it's interesting because his name gets thrown around once in a while as a head coach in this CFL. Could you see that ever happening for him?
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to have an opportunity to be work his way into that position, just similar to the blueprint that Mace took, like being a renowned defensive coordinator, and then once the opportunity arises or a seat or a position is there, I could see him being into that type of role. He's a good leader of men.
Okay, what do you want to tell the fans out there? Because we're selling tickets to the West Final, and we got to have this place packed, right?
If you show up, look for 38 jerseys. That'll be my family. They're a hell of a time. They'll have a bunch of horns, and you'll enjoy yourself.
How much does it mean to the team, Jayden, to have a sellout, a very intense, loud crowd? How much does it mean to each of the players?
Well, I mean, there's the strategic value of it. Like, obviously, other organizations think that their fans are the loudest, but generally we have the most penalties caused by our fans, like false starts, time count violations, people having to take unnecessary timeouts just to get their guys like settled. And then for me personally, Labor Day this year was one of like my favorite games to play in.
I bet
it was so packed. I hadn't seen it like that in my 3 previous years, and I had to take a moment for myself just to take it all in, feel grateful, and then the second flyover, the first time I thought they missed, and then I'm lined up for kickoff, and I'm on the 20-yard line, and it comes right over. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be a boundary scraper, and now I'm going to be the first level player. Like, how am I going to contain myself right now? This is insane.
What's going on? Are things getting real here? Why is there 2 flyovers?
This shit's about to pop off.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, man, and just love the grind.
Appreciate it.
That's such a cool story. Parents did a great job. Grandma from PA as well. It's great you got ties to Sasky, right? You might as well just you got the license yet? Sasky license? Or?
No, I've been looking at getting the insurance though.
Oh yeah,
it's a little cheaper.
A little cheaper.
Yeah, it is. Jayden Dalke from the Saskatchewan Roughriders joining us here live on sets of SportsCage. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
The postal strike has thrown a monkey wrench into the world-famous Keniston Superdraft. If you're waiting for your forms and they don't show up, head over to superdraft.com and print them off today. There's still $90,000 in total cash prizes to be won in the world-famous draft. Don't miss out. And yes, the Super 8 is back. Don't wait for the mail. Hit up superdraft.com. Find some buddies and get in on some real NHL pool action with the Keniston Superdraft. Deadline is October 28th, 8 p.m. Central Time.
All the farmland and equipment you could need are available at auction this fall with Ritchie Brothers. A wide variety of farmland auctions across Western Canada will begin in earnest in October and run into December to get you ready for the next season. With new parcels of land and equipment continually added to their inventory, make sure to visit their website so you never miss an opportunity. Head over to rbauction.com to get started. Again, that's rbauction.com.
Affordability in Canada is getting worse. Canadians are now paying nearly half their paycheck towards taxes. That's more than on food, clothing, and shelter combined. It's unacceptable. Conservatives stand with hardworking Canadians and will take aim at the affordability crisis by bringing down taxes, cutting spending towards needless bureaucracy and consultants, and fight for fiscal discipline in this Liberal government. My name is Warren Steinley, your Conservative Member of Parliament for Regina Luban, and I will always be on Saskatchewan's side.
Paid ad by Warren Steinley.
The name you know and trust has moved closer to you. Mainline Motors is now only 30 minutes away. The amazing deals and award-winning service is now at your doorstep. Mainline Motors, a proud Saskatchewan name for generations, is here to serve your every need with a huge selection of new and pre-owned with prices that won't be beat. Do your wallet a favor and call Saudi Mainline today, 306-726-2060, or check us out online, saudimainline.ca. Worth the drive every time, guaranteed.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
Ugh, what do I want for supper? There's a bag of baby carrots, a slice of cheese that looks haunted.
Step away from the sad cheese, Dave.
What, the fridge? Since when do you talk?
Since you've been standing here for 10 minutes whispering pizza or cereal like it's a hostage negotiation. I'll make this simple. Order Western Pizza. You are welcome.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
The 620 CKRM Country Corner is brought to you by Glasses TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer, and Foster's Audio Video in Carlisle. Get the newest cell phone today with an amazing SaskTel rate plan.
The very first I Love Regina Pats game is Tuesday, November 4th as the Pats clash with the Calgary Hitmen. Tickets up to 60% off. Check out the pregame party at the AgX building starting at 5. Puck drop at 7. Head to our website event page to grab your tickets. The Carmichael Comedy Night is coming up Thursday, November 6th at the Casino Regina Show Lounge. Enjoy top-notch comedy while supporting Carmichael Outreach in their mission to fight poverty and homelessness. CarmichaelOutreach.ca. And take in a great night of Canadian country music with Terry Clark and Paul Brandt at the Connexus Arts Center, Friday, November 14th. The show gets underway at 7:30. Stop by the box office or get your tickets at connexusartscenter.ca.
For more information, visit 620ckrm.com. It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport, Regina's locally owned one-stop hockey shop. Now with a price match guarantee. 1425 McIntyre Street.
How many innings are we in for tonight? LA, Toronto, 6 p.m. first pitch. Of course, the Dodgers lead the best of 7, 2-1. So Western Hockey League tonight, the Blades are in Tri-City. SJ Kindersley is welcoming Warman. Yorkton travels into Nipawin. National Hockey League, full slate. All Canadian teams twirling. The Maple Leafs welcome Calgary. Winnipeg's in Minnesota. Ottawa's at Chicago, Colorado, and Edmonton. Vancouver welcomes the Rangers, and Montreal in Seattle. SportsCage.com poll today. This is a fun one. Get in there and vote. How much of Game 3 of the World Series did you watch Tuesday night? A number of different options to select there. You can get on that. Sports Ticker in Hour 2 is for Extreme Hockey and Sport, where they have the price match guarantee. And for this month, you can win $1,000 back on your purchase at Extreme or Umbrella Marketing. Anything you need marketing-wise, if you need your logo put on it, Umbrella Marketing can hook you up. They're local. They support local Extreme Hockey and Sport. Okay, so you want to go to baseball, or you want to go talk football? I'm letting you control the ship.
Football.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go over what Coach Mace has been doing in getting the players healthy and ready for the Western Final. It's interesting to go over all the names. Now, here's some players, some key guys in their positions that have not been playing of late, Barney, but as far as we know, should be available for the West Final. It starts with Roland Milligan Jr. and Marcus Sales, of course, in the secondary. You go to the receiver corps, Dante Myers and Keshawn Johnson. They're leading the team in receiving. They should be back for the Western Final. We don't know about Shane Ray, the defensive end, because he's got a neck. You never know with necks, but if he can play, he's a great pass rusher, and he's very good against the run. And, of course, Tommy Stevens has not been playing lately. And Tommy Stevens, Mr. Automatic on third and short, so hopefully he's back. Now, these other players...
That's the one that's the one, like, they all worry me, but I'm like... And I was never really a big bring in a guy for a short yardage if you would have asked me 2-3 years ago. Mm-hmm. But after seeing what that guy can do, how big he is, meeting him in person, I'm like, oh, Tommy. I mean, they got
stopped on third and short just the other night against BC without Tommy Stevens. You're right. He's a huge key. So other players that played a little bit in the last 2 games, or else they played one game, didn't play the other. There's a long list of these guys playing, but not getting hurt and getting some rest. You got Micah Johnson. This is no particular order. Samuel Emilus, Nelson Lacombo, AJ Ouellette, Jamarcus Hardrick, CJ Rivas, Trevor Harris, of course, Jameer Thurman, Malik Carney, Brett Lothar, AJ Allen, Mike Rose, Philip Gagnon, Logan Furland, Keon Schaefer-Baker. These are all players that did not play certainly all 8 quarters of the last 2 games, and the coach is getting them ready. So, we talked earlier in the show about the Roughriders being loaded for bear for the Western Final, and I think the advantage of clinching first place when they did is in this list of players, because they're going to have their best team ready to play.
Well,
whatever it is, 11 days, whatever it is, 12 days,
and let's keep in mind too, Calgary and BC are going to scrap and claw and hit the snot out of each other, and then we get them with one more massive tilt under their belts, whoever it is. And I know some people are worried about Calgary because they've had our number. Mm-hmm. Maybe there is something to that. Flo being out for the year, I think, hurts them more than they thought. But any given, we call it Sunday, but any given whatever
Saturday,
day
I guess,
for football,
in this case, anything can happen.
You never you never know. Now, okay, who would you rather see?
Oh, that's a good question. I think when Saskatchewan lost to Calgary, they just weren't playing any sort of football like they are now, or like they're going to be capable of playing. So I would sort of tend to say I'd rather see Calgary here, but let's face it, when they had more players on their defense playing the other night against BC, they were winning the ball game and they were hitting Nathan Rourke. I think the key for the Roughriders in the Western Final of many will be getting to the quarterback, hitting him hard and rattling the quarterback a bit. Even though they're both veterans, I think Nathan Rourke can be considered a veteran by now. I think that'll be the key, and I think they're going to be ready to do it.
Personally, and this could change by next week, I want to see Calgary just because they beat us twice. And guys like Jeffrey on the YouTube chat, Jeffrey, I love you because you're always listening. And Chaz, I want to shut him up and be like, okay, now it's not even comparable. But then I get freaked out because I thought when we lost game 1 against Calgary, we were playing so good. And Calgary was coming in as a rebuild, little bit of a who knows what. Well, yeah, VA is good, but. And then they rolled us, and then they beat us again. And so then I'm just like, yeah, we got to eat a little bit of crow here. Stamps have our number. And then to your point, I think now where we are and where they are, and they are going to have to play a really good BC team. I want to see the Stamps personally, but that
yeah,
could
just the way the Roughriders executed against Calgary is not how they executed to sweep Winnipeg, for example. I think what happened to the Roughriders in many respects, Barney, is once they swept Winnipeg, which is difficult to do Labor Day and the Banjo Bowl, they probably got a little bit too relaxed. And things like the Montreal game happened, but they're not going to be like that. The coach is going to have them ready for the Western Final. And, Vernon Adams Jr., I mean, he threw for a lot of yards last year at BC Place. He knows that field. And he's going to want to prove them wrong. And, of course, Rourke right now is the hottest quarterback in the league. So it's going to be a very interesting semifinal, and it'll be an interesting final.
Yeah, no, it's some good.
By the way, I wanted to mention one thing.
Sure.
Jameer Thurman, when he talked about A.J. Allen, I meant to mention A.J. Allen last time I was on your show because I think he's the best short side linebacker against the run in the league, and he's a Canadian. And he wasn't even a high draft pick. And Jameer Thurman called him out and said, does anybody realize what a great season A.J. Allen is having? He's been tremendous, and no media ever mentions his name or talks about him. And then the next day, of course, he was named the Riders' top Canadian, and rightfully so. But what I thought was interesting is Jameer Thurman doing that. That's what leaders do.
Yeah,
that's what leaders do.
That's a good point.
That we've got a great leader in the middle of our defense in Jameer Thurman. He proved it when he wanted people to know about his buddy AJ.
Okay, we have so many text messages to get here on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. If you're just tuning in, if you're driving, somebody here was saying that we basically, as I get some word salad out here, we want to know how you listen or how you watch the show. If you're watching the show on YouTube, if you have your name and number, Colson's putting you guys in the draw. And then the text line, Prairie Land Rentals text line, 936-6262. We want to know.
What's your response? What response are you getting?
Lots of radio for sure. But then people from outside of the area, although that CKRM signal you can pick up anywhere for the most part, if it's a clear day, especially, or is it the cloudy day? One or the other. So a lot of people are that. We want to know your name and number because all those people are entered in to win 2 tickets to the West Final. Colson, you're going to have your hands full today. I'm sorry about that. And then if you want to comment on anything that's going on, whether it's the Riders or the baseball game, somebody here though was harrowing, and they said they're listening on the radio. It was a while ago though. I wanted to give them a shout out, but there'd be a lot of people, guys and girls, doing that right now. The weather is still great. There's no snow on the ground. Not that I've ever, done any farming in my time, so I sound like an idiot by thing I did. But I think weather's looking great. Harbor Golf Course is open until November 2nd. Which is a few days away.
That's his elbow.
I've never played it. I was like planning over the last week. I'm like, I got to get out there somehow and go golfing. I got to get out there. And then I look at the kids' schedule and I'm like, good luck, buddy.
Well, I know an individual neighbor of mine, his perennials, if you're a gardener, Barney.
Yeah.
Are you a gardener?
I am not. I'm not a horticulturalist.
Okay, well, anyway, a neighbor of mine, my wife's got the green thumb too, by the way. Don't feel bad. But his perennials were coming up again.
No.
Yes. They got mixed up. I thought it was spring.
Darcy on the text line, how come no one's talking about the BC touchdown pass that hit the ground? I think everybody's talked about it over the last 2 days.
I don't get that. How that could even have happened. And on the big screen, being that we were sitting in the stands for the game, I said to my wife, I said, that doesn't look like a catch. So I don't really understand how that happened at the command center, but I don't know the whole story. Maybe Glen Suitor can. Have you talked to Glen about it?
No, I can't. We can talk. We got Glen coming up in hour 3. Rose says, "Oh Canada, she's saying, "Oh Canada, Game 3 did nothing for me." We played that clip earlier. I think Rose, you were definitely in the majority there. Alan's a lot of people letting us know they're listening on the radio. Lions will beat the Stamps. Riders will win the West Final by 8 and play the Owls in the Grey Cup. That's from Clay.
Clay's. I think Clay is of the opinion a lot of people are.
Yeah.
In that way, but any given Sunday, as we said earlier, any given Saturday, we have to say about the CFL.
Yeah,
but Clay, I think Clay's correct in what the majority feel.
Nobody, no name on this, but Bo Bichette was 100% poor base running. He doesn't look healthy. John, the Habs fan, saying, I don't know how much time we have here. We don't have enough time for that, but he wants to know.
Yeah, but what about the Habs fan? He always have time for the Habs.
He wants to know what you think about the Habs. Can you sum it up in 20 seconds?
In 20 seconds, well, Dobish seems to be better than Monty in goal. So that's interesting. And, yeah, the Habs, I think with this condensed schedule, because of the Olympics, you're seeing younger teams do better in the NHL. And the Habs aren't the only ones. Chicago, New Jersey, Utah. Who am I missing as a young team? Did I say the Devils? I don't know. But the younger teams,
Devils are sneaky, man.
They're playing every second day, Barney.
Yeah.
At the speed of the NHL. It's nuts.
I heard a really educated and well-respected NHL analyst / former manager, whatever, the other day talk about how the Habs are going to be so good in like 2-3 years. So that was very encouraging.
We'll see.
They're good now.
Demidov on the power play. He's been on the power play one game. A goal and 2 assists there, so he's looking pretty good on the power play for Montreal.
Ivan was the one that was harrowing in the tractor. There we go. Thanks to everybody who's texting in so far. A lot to get through there to give away. Let us know, 936-6262. Hour 3 will start with Glen Suitor. We're going to go back and hear from Arash Madani on baseball as well. You're out of here now?
My wife said I have to rake leaves because it might rain tomorrow. Well, as soon as I get home right now.
There you go. She's got you busy, and hopefully your perennials are.
But I'm going to listen to the Glen.
Okay.
You and Glen. Raking.
The professor's out. Hopefully he's back next week. It's SportsCage. We are live at the SportsCage Lounge in Mosaic Stadium as they sell West Final tickets. Get in on them.
Proudly broadcasting from Treaty 4 territory, the homeland of the Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, Saulteaux, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. We are 620 CKRM Regina, a Harvard media station.
It's 5 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM news for Echo Sound in Fort Qu'Appelle. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound. Call 306-332-6711.
Regina Police Chief Farouk Sheikh has been fired following a misconduct investigation into inappropriate text messages sent to a police board member. Mayor Chad Baczynski says Sheikh showed a significant lapse in judgment and failed to take responsibility for his actions. Sheikh's contract was terminated with cause and he will not receive severance pay. Deputy Chief Laura Lee Davies will continue as acting chief while a replacement is found. The government of Saskatchewan is taking new steps to boost interprovincial trade. Trade Minister Warren Kading introduced the Saskatchewan Internal Trade Promotion Act, which allows goods and services approved in other provinces to be accepted in Saskatchewan. Kading says the change will reduce red tape, save time for businesses, and help strengthen the national economy. The province continues to work with others on trade agreements, including a recent partnership with Ontario, Manitoba, and Prince Edward Island to reduce trade barriers. The Alberta Teachers Association says teachers will abide by the provincial government's back to work. And President Jason Schilling says teachers will be rethinking going the extra mile when it comes to their own time at school, such as coaching sports or helping out with school plays.
Under this bill, any kind of work to rule would be considered illegal, and there's hefty fines that come with that. But they need to evaluate and reevaluate how they're spending their voluntary time at school.
On Monday, the Alberta government invoked the Charter's notwithstanding clause to order teachers back to work and impose a contract that was already rejected by nearly 90% of teachers. Schools are set to reopen tomorrow. Well, Hurricane Melissa won't directly hit the Maritimes. The Category 5 storm is expected to make an impact. Meteorologists at the Canadian Hurricane Centre say the storm will remain offshore, but it will play a role in dumping some ugly weather across eastern Canada. Canadian press reporter Michael McDonald says Friday, Halloween, is expected to get the worst of the low-pressure system.
People out here are already talking about maybe moving Halloween to Saturday, but when I talked to Bob Robichaud at the Canadian Hurricane Centre in Dartmouth, he told me that it really will make no difference if we move things to Saturday because it still will be blustery and rainy on that day as well.
The system is forecast to move out to the open ocean by Sunday. And days ahead of Halloween, U.S. authorities are warning parents and kids to be on the lookout for marijuana-containing products packaged like candy.
Near Sacramento, California, several third graders got sick after eating candy later found to contain THC, the active ingredient in marijuana. The school principal says the packaging closely resembled regular candy, and the student who brought it to school had no idea what it actually was. A spokesperson for the National Confectioners Association saying, with consumer safety as our top priority, we advocate for common sense regulations to ensure cannabis-containing edibles are viewed as distinct from confectionery products. Perry Russum, ABC News.
That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
This fall, there's something strange in your kid's backpack.
No signal.
Back in my day, we busted ghosts. Now we bust bad cell plans. That's why I go to Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer. They've got the latest phones, data plans, internet, and max TV stream, and way less slime. Your phone just tried to FaceTime a ghost? Who are you going to call? Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Qu'Appelle. EchoSound.ca.
Brought to you by Line X Regina, Serious Protection Killer Lux, 1865 McCarra Street. Matt's Furniture. Visit mattsfurniture.ca.
Mainly clear sky takes hold through the night and temperatures back down to around -4. The wind eases up as well overnight. Starts to pick back up just a little bit through the day on Wednesday as the cloud cover begins to increase a little bit as well. It'll increase and thicken up as the day goes on, but a dry day with a high around 12 after a low -4. A nice recovery will stay above freezing for Wednesday night. Mostly cloudy sky, a couple of spotty showers be around, and the wind will really get going. 25 to 45 kilometers per hour, gusts up to around 60. We'll drop off to 2 degrees, but then really don't rise much at all on Thursday. Cooler air works in. We'll stay steady near the ground, but as that cooler air does work in, it could be cool enough for some rain showers to mix with a bit of wet snow. Temperature drops off well below freezing for Thursday night, at least well enough to change into precipitation to snow before it ends. Still, minor snowfall. Partly sunny sky on Friday with a high of 3, and partly sunny, breezy Saturday 9. With your 620 CKRM weather forecast, I'm Precision Weather Meteorologist Phil Spivak.
He's at it again. Matt's sharpening his pencil to save you money at Matt's Furniture. Now till November 5th, save big on the quality and power you know and love from Maytag and Whirlpool. Get a Maytag 5.5 cubic foot Pet Pro top load washer
washer with 7 cubic foot top load dryer for just $16.99. Or get the Whirlpool 5.5 cubic foot IEC top load washer with removable agitator and 7 cubic foot dryer for just $14.99. Matt's Furniture at Fort Capel, Kamsack, Melville, and Foam Lake, or online at mattsfurniture.ca.
For 40 years, the team from Line-X Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Line-X Regina, 1865 McCarra Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Sask Lotteries, bringing communities together. Sask Lottery products fund over 12,000 sports, culture, and recreation groups across Saskatchewan. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
All right, just me and my thoughts right now in a empty Sports Cage lounge chair at Mosaic Stadium. Why are we broadcasting and doing the show from here? Well, because it's a big day. The Rider ticket office has been humming. It's been busy over there. If you heard Tommy Nield and Jayden Dalke come on earlier, we're selling West Final tickets. Now, I got to pull this up here quickly as I navigate. When live on location, a couple things change, right? So bear with me. Okay. When it comes to going to the West Final, it's actually hard to believe for me. You can get tickets. You can go 3 friends. The 4th one's free. Because it's a 5 o'clock kickoff, it's not very late for the kids. 5:30 kickoff. It's not very late. Kids probably, ages 3 to 15 and 2 adults. 2 kids, 2 adults, $99. Like $25 a ticket for a family to go to the West Final. The Co-op Community Zone, tickets are moving quickly there. FYI, $20 all in. You got to go to your local co-op. Pill Country is sold out, but you can get tickets for $33. So that's why we are here live on location today at Mosaic Stadium. It's been a great show. If you missed any of it, you can go back and listen in podcast form. You can watch it on YouTube later. We had Andrew Albers talking baseball, Arash Madani, which we're going to replay for you here. Some insight on the baseball front in about 25 minutes time. We'll do that. And then we had, like I said, Jayden Dalke and Tommy Nield come on. And we're going to get to Glen Suitor in a bit. Thanks to all the text messages, too, 936-6262, because we're trying to find out, how are you listening out there? Is it radio? Is it through the stream? Some of you obviously are on watching the YouTube channel, and then you're all in to win 2 tickets to the West Final, and we're going to have tickets to give away tomorrow. And then, Colson, I almost forgot. Stay tuned, because in 20 minutes' time, we are playing PumpJacks Cathedral Trivia for $250 to PumpJacks Cathedral. Try the dry ribs. I'm a dry rib connoisseur. We've been through that on the program. I had some Thursday. They are Kerwin's Crispy Ribs is what they're called. $250. We're going to play trivia after Glen Suitor. You're going to have to call in, though. 936-6262, the number to call, or toll free 1-866-767-0620. You could probably start calling now. Colson might get a little bit annoyed, but there's a number of lines, and then you're into play. If you haven't won in the last 30 days, that's the stipulation. $250 today. And I'll give you a hint. The trivia question will be based on baseball, and more specifically, the baseball game last night. We got to give away the $250 today, too. So if first person doesn't get it, we might go to another question, and so on and so forth. So get your dialing fingers ready. Let's get into it with our man, Glen Suitor.
Time now for press coverage with CFL and Saskatchewan Roughrider legend Glen Suitor on the Sports Cage. Brought to you by Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. 781-2090.
You are on the Western Pizza guest hotline, and I am staring at the Western Pizza, which isn't open right now, Glenn, and starving. And it's perfect to get a pie tonight and watch baseball or any of the Greek favorites you love from Western Pizza. Did you watch the baseball game last night?
Barney, so I'm not a baseball fan. Okay, so let's get that right out.
You're a sports fan.
I'm a sports fan, and I'm a fan of playoff intensity. I'm watching every Game 7 in the NHL. Don't care the teams. Anytime it gets down to that, it's and now because Canada's in it, I'm waving the flag. And I just a couple of things. One is I'm getting kind of tired. I've done a full day of my errands and things like that. And we're in inning 14, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not a baseball fan. I'll watch the recap, and I turn it off. And I went, I'm going to bed. It's about 10 o'clock Pacific time, 9:30, quarter to 10 Pacific time. I think I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed early, do a little reading, and then call it a night. And then I walk around the room twice, and I go, nope, I can't do it. Turn it back on. And now we're going down to inning 17, and they keep walking. What's his name?
Ohtani.
Ohtani, yes, and I'm fascinated by this story. Like, are they going to do that the rest of the series? Like, does LA have a base runner automatically every time he's up there? Like, you almost have to, or you're giving away a home run every time. Anyway, I'm watching this, and I'm thinking to myself, I sort of feel like, when you're in line for something and it's a super long line, and about halfway through it, you're an hour and a half in, and you go, I'm going to bail. And then you think, I've already invested an hour and a half, and you look at the line and you go, I'm more than halfway there. I'm hanging in because I'm getting these tickets or whatever it is you're in line for. And I felt like that watching this game. It's like I've invested 14 innings. I've got to see how this ends now.
Yeah.
So, end of this whole long story, I finally gave in at the end of the 17th inning.
Oh, really?
Yes. I finally gave in at the end of 17, and I'm going, okay, that's it. It's almost midnight or whatever it was, quarter to 12 here. And I go, that's it. I'll find out what happens and who wins tomorrow. And the very next inning, LA wins. So anyway.
You came so far, Glenn. You came so far, and I was just dozing in and out because I had it on in the TV in the bedroom, and I'm going, Kate. Well, then I wake up and I'm like, oh, still going. Okay, I'll watch a bit, and then I doze off. It was a lot like watching golf. That's why I love watching golf. Sometimes you doze in, you doze out, and then I happen to wake up when Freeman hits the home run, and then I look at the clock purposely, and I'm like 12:50 a.m. And one of the reasons I wanted to stay up and watch it, and again, you don't have to be, like you said, a baseball fan or whatever, just of sport, to find out what was going to be the next strategy, because they're almost out of pitchers. Like, are they going to put in Bieber, who's starting tonight? And then the Blue Jays had no bench players left. So then I got a chance to ask Arash, which I'm going to play again in a bit here. I'm like, what happens if a guy dislocates his ankle or something, catastrophic where he can't play? And then he's like, well, you got to go to one of your pitchers and put him in to play, third base or whatever. And I'm just like, I have to watch this to find out where the next chess piece is going.
Yeah, it really was that kind of game, wasn't it? Like, every time I was ready, and I watched all the extra innings from my bed too, basically. and I kept trying to say, stop, just turn it off, go to bed. Anyway, every time I did that, Buck Martinez would come up with something that would keep me interested in a way that I would think, oh, right, they had a pinch runner. he can't come back in. That's right. To your point. And then I thought, well, now what do they do? And then they started talking in the 16th inning about how the pitching staff was running out. There was no one left in the bullpen, and they were going to have a player, a fielder or something, pitch. And I thought, well, if that happens, I've got to stay up to watch that. I mean, this is the World Series. So anyway, I it's one of those games. Like, I'll guarantee you this: in the CFL playoffs, there will not be a 5.5-hour game. I promise you that.
It'd be awesome to see, though. It'd be very interesting to see. And then just to that point, Andrew Albers, former major leaguer from Saskatchewan here, who I know, had him on the show again. He's like, he thinks there was no way they were going to a player to pitch. They were going to find a pitcher of somehow. He's like, you don't throw that game away in the World Series where you are that late. He's like, you're finding an arm that can pitch, right, and then you rejig things today. But Glenn, what if they go late today and they got to play again tomorrow, right? Like, that's where now I'm glued. I gotta watch this. Maybe I'm gonna have coffee ready, maybe a few Red Bull or something like that. But yeah, it's just, as a sports fan, I think it was just fascinating to watch. As a sports fan, another awesome thing to watch as we segue is the Grey Cup, and it's coming back to Saskatchewan in 2027, and you love that on a personal level because look at those jerseys.
I called, or I took that picture on a screenshot, and I text all my hockey buddies, and I said, now here's a hockey line with one spare. Like, you got 5 2-7s. Yeah. And they all knew exactly what I was talking about. We wouldn't score many goals, but man, would we hustle. It's cool. You know, as soon as the announcement was made, I had my phone lit up because I played there, yes, but also it's the reputation of the province, the reputation of the team, the facilities. I think that's all part of this, but my phone lit up with people saying, how do I get tickets? Are there, when they made the announcement, does that mean tickets are available now? And I'm talking about people that live in Vancouver and Calgary and different spots across the country. It didn't happen when Winnipeg was announced. It didn't happen when Calgary was announced. Those are Calgary's a cool city to travel to, and it's something about Saskatchewan hospitality. It's something about the party, the facilities. I think the stadium is a big part of this draw too. But honestly, I'm texting a ton of people saying, no, tickets are not on sale yet. Come on, it's 2 years. It's 2 years away.
Yeah,
so it's great. I think it's this is the thing. Whenever I go into the job that I have when it comes to the Grey Cup is to prepare for a TV show, and there's always different concerns, different stadiums and things like that. Not in Saskatchewan. In Saskatchewan, I know the volunteers will be there. I know the facilities will be ready. It's great. It's great for the province, great for the country, and great that we know this early out. That they're naming them.
They could do a solid and announce the halftime show really early as well when it comes to 2027. That's what people will want. Okay, let's talk about football. Let's talk about the game here. Trevor Harris, I didn't want him. You know me, I didn't want him in the game. I didn't want any of the starters playing, but looked good against BC. Glenn, I think if he stays in, could be a little bit of a walk for the Riders.
Well, he did look good, and those that were making the argument that he should play, this makes their argument. It's yes, he had the timing down. Guys like Schaefer Baker got involved in a big way. He needed to continue to work with his chemistry with Schaefer Baker since he's returned. I think they're going to have, depending on who's available health-wise, some tough decisions to make in the receiving corps for the West Final. But if everyone's available, there's going to be some tough decisions there. And this makes that argument. I'm still with you, Barney. I wouldn't have played him, but because
here's the run, Glen. If you're watching the stream, this is where I get scared on the run.
Right? I mean, I was in the booth, and I would do it with either quarterback, whether it was Nathan or Trevor. Yeah. I would have been like, no, slide, please. From a TV show perspective, we need Trevor Harris playing. We need Nathan Rourke playing and Vernon Adams playing healthy. And my first comment when that play happened was, nice run as he bailed out to the right of that formation, but even better decision to get his butt down down early. So yeah, some tough decisions to make if everyone's healthy and available in the receiving core. I still say this, though, with regards to play and rust versus rest and all that. If Trevor starts in the first two series in the West Final a little slow because there was a week off, then did it matter what he did against BC in the first quarter or first half of that game? It didn't, right? Like, because if that's what he's got another week off now where he's not going to play, and people say, well, that's 2 weeks, that's more. And I'm going, not for a 30-something year veteran who, takes all his reps and mentally takes all of Jake Mayer's reps too. And, is going to be prepared for a West Final, guaranteed.
When you watch I know, like, we can tee up the semifinals on Thursday when we get to speak again, but going back to last week, Hamilton, what happens in Ottawa, which a lot of people probably thought it was going to be a parting of the ways with Bob Dice, Calgary, taking care of business against Edmonton, and then that Winnipeg-Montreal game, bit of a weird one there as well. When you recap the games from the week, does anything jump out at you?
Well, Winnipeg, again, being sort of a wild card in these playoffs, I think that's interesting to me. And it showed a little bit there, kind of like in the Saskatchewan game, when the Riders are playing backups in a lot of positions and still giving the Lions everything they can handle. And same can be said, in the Winnipeg game. It's like you go, okay, now I'm really confused as to where to put my sprinkling in the playoff rounds because I don't do that, but those who do, and I know you do, Barty. But that one was interesting. No surprise in Ottawa from the news perspective or the game. This is now we look at, and the conversation goes to who's available, like who at the end of the season is going to be a candidate for that job. We talked about Mueller, yes, for sure. I'm sure he'll be talked to. I'm not sure he wants to leave, and would leave.
I agree.
And Henry Burris is a name that came up.
Wow,
got some coaching experience down south. Has, of course, great experience in Canada. Played in Ottawa, knows that whole city and what it's all about. And I didn't read or didn't listen to the interview, but I heard him talking about it or was asked of it, and he never said he wasn't interested. He didn't exactly jump all over it, but he never said, I'm not interested in that job. So, maybe that's a candidate. Other than that, though, it's a weird year because there's so many young coordinators in the league. And the question there is, for that job in Ottawa, can they take a chance on a really young guy with very little, if any, head coaching experience when they've had a couple of years now that they've struggled?
Do you think then they're going to really take their time on it?
Yeah, I think they'll be, as soon as the Grey Cup is over, they will be interviewing people. And I don't think they'll leave any rock unturned. They're going to look high and long, and they're going to look down in the States. They're going to look at Young and some of the, Rick Campbell is a guy that, do you go back to someone who knows the job, but you're going to have to also sell that even though he's moved on from a few of these jobs, Do you want to recycle another guy? I think there'll be a long list, Barney. I think they're going to get right at it right away. Probably be, if you think about it, probably be the only head coaching opportunity in our league in the offseason. I don't think there's anybody else on the hook like that. Mark Killam, I don't think is.
Yeah. Do you think we'll hear from Trey Ford now that the season's done for the Elks?
Well, I will reach out, and for sure our listeners will hear all that I will be allowed to say about that conversation, because I am very interested in to hear where his mindset is. It'll probably, and I'm guessing at this point because I haven't talked to him yet, but it'll probably be wait until they discuss Cody and what they want to do there. If they're going to bring him back and it's going to be, business as usual from last year, then does he want to move on, or is he okay with to continue to learn from Cody? And what other teams, is this Zach's last year in Winnipeg? Is Drew Brown the answer in Ottawa? These are just questions I throw out there that Trey Ford is probably pondering.
Yeah. Like I said, we get to regroup, and we can kind of tee up the semifinals on Thursday when we get to chat again. I know you probably got to get ready, get settled in for Game 4, Dodgers and Blue Jays. The sicko in me wants to see this one go another 14, 15, 16 innings.
Barney, the other thing is the LA fan, right? The LA fan gets that bought a ticket for that game, and I'm sure they paid top dollar, got 2 games. They basically got 2 games in one, and at the end of it all, their team won. I mean, that is like a bonus ticket like no other. And when we're talking the 2027 Grey Cup halftime show, not the guy who sang the anthem last night, the Canadian anthem, not that guy.
Yeah. No way, Jose, as they say. The other thing about is we speak about the LA thing, and if big cities, New York, LA, Chicago, any of them, and you would know this, Toronto, for instance, there's so many things to do, right? And mind you, it is a World Series. It's the Dodgers. And if anyone's ever driven in LA, it is awful. You take the Long Island Expressway or driving in LA, I don't know which one. It is awful. So lots of people, I saw a lot of people on social media yesterday are going, I can't believe they didn't sell this game out. I can't believe this. You better believe the game was sold out. It's just LA. Either people are stuck in traffic or they got hung up doing something else. Let's just spend it was like 30-some degrees. Let's just spend a few more hours on the beach. The game is sold out. It's just there's just so much to do there. It's people don't their give a rip meter, could be down.
Yeah, and it's sold out, and what? Probably the basic low nosebleed ticket was over $2,000, $3,000, whatever. I mean, we're talking like big money for World Series. And listen, if they were stuck in traffic and missed the first even 8 innings, they didn't miss anything.
You could have had a nap. You could have flown from somewhere, landed. Yeah, it was all good. Okay, let's look forward to chatting on Thursday again, Glenn.
Sounds good. Thanks, Barney.
Right on. Press coverage of the Glen Suitor is brought to you by Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. 781-2090. Now is the time to start calling. 936-6262. Colson is standing by, or toll free 1-866-767-0620. I see on the text line that a lot of you are listening. $250 up for grabs at PumpJacks Cathedral. Great spot. We're going to give it away with PumpJacks trivia coming up next. It will be about last night's game. There is your hint. Call now. It is the Sports Cage on 620 CKRM.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
Football's in full swing, hockey's heating up, and the baseball playoffs are just around the corner. There's only one place you need to be, PumpJacks Cathedral. Catch every game on the big screens with 30 beers on tap, Wing Wednesdays, and PumpJacks' famous pub-style beer-battered fish and chips. Or go big with a full rack of ribs. You've earned it. Live sports, cold beer, hot food on the corner of Albert and 13th. PumpJacks Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
The postal strike has thrown a monkey wrench into the world-famous Keniston Superdraft. If you're waiting for your forms and they don't show up, head over to superdraft.com and print them off today. There's still $90,000 in total cash prizes to be won in the world-famous draft. Don't miss out. And yes, the Super 8 is back. Don't wait for the mail. Hit up superdraft.com. Find some buddies and get in on some real NHL pool action with the Keniston Superdraft. Deadline is October 28th, 8 p.m. Central Time.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, do you want the next generation to know and care more about agriculture? Donate to the Acres for Education campaign by Agriculture in the Classroom Saskatchewan to help get students out of the classroom to experience agriculture. This year, every dollar donated will be matched up to $25,000 thanks to JGL, so your gift will make twice the difference. Donate at aitc.sk.ca/Acres for Education.
The Rough Rider Foundation's 50-50 is heating up. And the early bird prize for the West Final is a week in sunny Costa Rica, or $9,000 cash. But don't wait. The deadline is 5 p.m. November 6th. You could be cheering in paradise, or cheering here with a wallet full of winnings. Don't get hit with regret. Buy your 50-50 tickets early at riders5050.ca and go Riders!
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC. Lottery license LR250011.
Freeze Tallman wants you to get her done before the winter. They can save you time and hassle by delivering your building materials directly to your home or cottage. They have siding, roofing, brown-treated lumber, composite decking, aluminum railing, fencing, everything you need to finish your outdoor building projects before snow falls. Visit freezetallman.com or see them in Regina or Fort Capel. Freeze Tallman. Let's get you building.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Tonight's 6 o'clock right away. What do we got? About 30 minutes. First pitch, Game 4, Blue Jays and Dodgers. Western Hockey League tonight, the Blades are in Tri-City. SJ Kindersley's welcoming Warman, and Yorkton's traveling into Nipawin. Tons of games on the NHL slate. Calgary, Toronto, Winnipeg's in Minnesota, Ottawa's in Chicago, Edmonton welcomes Colorado, New York is in Vancouver, and Montreal travels into Seattle. Sports Ticker in Hour 3 is for Steelcraft Doors Regina. Made in Western Canada for Western Canada. Visit their 40,000 square foot facility if you need a garage door. All right, Colson, I heard the phone lines were buzzing. Good on everybody out there. Thank you so much for calling. It's time for PumpJacks Cathedral Trivia.
For PumpJacks, great food, cold local draft, and a place that feels like home.
All right. $250 to PumpJacks Cathedral. Draft beer, their food is on point. Big fan of the dry ribs. Their soup is second to none, the cheddar broccoli. I think to start with, we got to give it away today, the $250. Then we reset it next Tuesday. So we got a number of callers. I think first on the line we have Margaret in Regina. Margaret, are you there?
I am.
Okay. Here we go. You're going to have 10 seconds to answer this. I teed it up. I gave a little bit of a tease. It's related to the baseball game last night. Are you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Colson started. Here we go. How many times did Shohei Ohtani reach base last night, Margaret?
4.
I'll give you got 9 seconds left if you want to keep thinking.
Okay, 7.
Oh, Margaret, 9 times. Thanks so much for playing. Stay on the line because you still win a lunch to PumpJacks Cathedral. Colson's going to take your information. Just stay on the line. All right. Next, I think we're going Brenda in Saskatoon. It's a different question. For Brenda. I can't ask the same question. Brenda, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. It's the baseball game last night, Brenda. How many total base hits was there? Was it 32, 42, or 31?
32.
You want me to repeat them again?
32.
31. 31 was the correct answer. Okay. Thanks so much, Brenda from Saskatoon. Anyway. Stay on the line. Colson's going to take some information. Okay. I think we're going Joseph in Regina. Is that Joseph? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
We got a question on last night's baseball game. Okay. Total time of the game last night, Joseph. Was it 10 hours? Go ahead.
6 hours and 39 minutes.
Joseph, good job. Way to be prepared. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to read the question. You're on the ball, Joseph. Have you been to PumpJacks Cathedral yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you're gonna enjoy it. I'm telling you, if you're a dry ribs guy, get the
I am.
Kerwin crispy dry ribs. You won't be disappointed. Stay on the line. Colson's going to take your information here. Thanks to everyone who played. We reset it and we start again next Tuesday. PumpJacks Cathedral trivia. Visit PumpJacks Cathedral before or after a Rider game. They got live entertainment on the weekends. Kids are good in there until 8. Draft beer, food's fantastic. Obviously, I talked about the soup and dry ribs. 13th and Albert in Regina. Oh, Colson, do we break now, or do you? Okay, we're gonna hang on here. Thanks to everyone who's been texting in all day, letting us know. Colson's got a tough time in giving away these West Final tickets. People who were texting in, how are you listening to the show? That's what we wanted to know. The assignment was somewhat easy, and you guys came through with flying colors. We got tickets to give away tomorrow. I know that as well. Thanks to everyone who texted in, and then all of you on the YouTube chat are in as well. Colson will spin the wheel of winning, and we'll get to that. It's been an interesting day. We still got Arash Madani. If you missed it in hour 1, we're going to recap and look ahead. George Springer is out of the lineup. That is the thing that just came down, which we kind of knew that was going to be the thing. We're at SportsCage Lounge today at Mosaic Stadium live here because we're pushing tickets for the West Final. I don't know a number. I don't know where we're at when it comes to tickets, but if you want to go to the West Final next weekend, it's very affordable. Family of 4, 2 kids, 2 adults, you're getting in for $99. The community zone from Co-op, $20 all in. There's a few left. You go to visit your co-op there. Pill Country sold out, but there are other tickets available, $33 plus tax. And then the Me Plus 3. Grab 3 friends, and your 4th ticket is free. Rider Ticket Office, call, come down, stand in line. Like Jeffrey said, stand in line for a ticket, like the old days. Those were good days. All right, I'm back tomorrow, Wednesday. Eric Francis tomorrow. We got Dustin Nielsen and a whole lot more winning as well. We're going to give away some Pat tickets tomorrow in hour 1 because the game tomorrow night as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
The postal strike has thrown a monkey wrench into the world-famous Keniston Superdraft. If you're waiting for your forms and they don't show up, head over to superdraft.com and print them off today. There's still $90,000 in total cash prizes to be won in the world-famous draft. Don't miss out. And yes, the Super 8 is back. Don't wait for the mail. Hit up superdraft.com. Find some buddies and get in on some real NHL pool action with the Keniston Superdraft. Deadline is October 28th, 8 p.m. Central Time.
Back to our regular spot, PumpJacks Cathedral.
You know, I thought PumpJacks was a kind of boot polish till last month.
What are you getting?
Kerwin's crispy ribs and a cold pint of local craft. Crispy, meaty, beautiful.
You had me at meaty.
Plus, we got live music on the weekends, big screens. This place is basically my second marriage.
And way cheaper than the